This episode of Shooting the Shit with Speed Kings is brought to you by Thundermax, the absolute gold standard in performance. If you want your bike ripping like a pit bull who got into your grandpa's Viagra, you've found the place. Check out all their ECMs at store.thunder-max.com and use code SK10 at checkout.
What would you do if you didn't do motorcycles?
Any number of things.
You've kind of done a lot of stuff though in your life too, though.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
They make him sound like old.
Well,
you just hold on. It's pretty crazy though what this guy's done.
As much as I'm into motorcycles,
yep.
I've been that much into 10 other things. Whereas, and I've come to understand why and how this works with my brain, essentially. So, like, I have to, whatever I'm into, whatever I get into, it's not like, I can make some money if I do motorcycles or if I do this or that. It doesn't work that way. It's like, I get hooked on whatever it is. I get so hyper-focused on that literally nothing else in my life can function. Like, I can't have any other, it's just so hyper-focused that I, in essence, have to like monetize what I'm doing to just live.
Yeah.
Like, okay, if I'm gonna just build motorcycles constantly, I have to sell some kind of part to just eat. Right.
Yeah.
And if it was whatever it was, like if I got into fishing, like fishing.
Have you gotten into fishing?
I haven't let myself really. I mean, obviously we all like fishing.
Yeah.
It is rad, and I do have a fishing pole in my van at all times. But if I got into fishing like that, you know what I mean? Like, I would, in essence, I would just stop everything else and just fish nonstop.
Yeah.
So I would have to make waders or something. You know what I mean? Like, I've just I would get waders and be like, I don't like the way these are. The way my brain is like, I would do them this way or change them. Then, I'm making my own. I need to sell them because all I want to do is fish, and I can't have a regular job, and I can't think of anything else.
Feed the habit.
Yeah. So it's just kind of has to be that way for me. I just can't. I literally just can't do anything else. I get so.
What was your first addiction to whatever that was that you were doing? Like, what was that first thing when you kind of learned this about yourself and you're like, I'm going all in on this, I have to do this?
When I look back, like as a young kid, like BMX stuff when I was like young. And then, but you don't really have control over that when you're a kid. You can only get what you can get. Skateboarding was for sure like the first big thing where it was like, that's it. Like, I literally, I didn't care if the house burned down. The magazines and the skateboard stuff and just doing it and it was like, that was it.
Yeah.
Then I got into as a teenager, I got into cars. Cast away everything else. Cars, can't think of anything else. I'm moving to another country for this. Everything.
What cars were you into?
I was doing import stuff in the mid 90s.
Wow.
So it was like,
you moved to Japan?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
wow. I went to Japan first for a car show. I was doing this car stuff. I was in college. I was, engine swaps and all this kind of stuff. And
like JDM stuff and all that stuff. Yeah.
But at the time, we're talking still 95, 96, 97, there was not access to that. I mean, internet was not what it is now.
AOL.
Any of this. Yeah,
Yes,
it's literally
barely.
Literally AOL.
Yep.
And being on the East Coast, again, another one step removed from California being
don't let those East Coast guys hear that.
It is true. I will attest. I mean, again, now everything's sort of a little more equalized, but especially then.
100%.
So all that.
Because back then it was just magazines.
100%.
100%.
So I'm doing business with California. And then my thing is like, well, this stuff's coming from Japan to California, then to me.
Yeah.
I want to bypass that and go to Japan and make my own connections and buy my own used engines and parts and whatever else I was doing.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I got to go there.
Yeah.
So I went to California first for in New Year's, turn 98 to 99. And then flew to Japan like a couple days later for a big show there, Tokyo Auto Salon. And it's crazy. Just absolutely blew my mind. So, I mean, literally, that's why I went there for the first time. And I was doing a bunch of other stuff.
Yep.
You know, I'm still skateboarded, street culture, graffiti, this, that, hip hop stuff, whatever. Everything. And then I just seeing that place, just like, I was like, oh man, everything here is kind of my speed. Like the level of like intensity and focus that people have there resonated with me like crazy.
Yeah.
I had already been doing vintage clothing and all that shit for years. And when I went there, I was like, this is up here level stuff.
Yeah.
I want to be here.
I'm home,
basically.
Yeah.
So I just literally, I mean, it's a long story.
We got time.
I literally came home from that trip and was like, I was a junior in college and I was like, I'm quitting college.
What were you going to school for?
Graphic design.
Okay.
Photo and then changed to graphic design. So, you know, design stuff kind of comes from all that too.
Yep.
Moved there. I mean, basically sold everything I had that I could think to sell, like as a 20-year-old. And that was January. By June, I was living there by myself.
Wow.
That's gnarly.
And I was just like, and again, pre-internet, anything.
Yeah, you just take the leap.
Yeah, I have to do this.
Did you have to learn Japanese?
Yes. I didn't know anything before I went there. I mean,
konnichiwa, bitches.
Basically, like, and I tell people this all the time. From the first time I went there, I didn't know anyone that had ever been there. Now I know. I can't think of a person that hasn't been there in this. Well, okay, a few people, but
I want to go really bad. I just never been.
It's changed. And I mean, this is 27 years ago now.
Yeah.
But it's changed like that. It's just changed. The whole dynamic has changed. The internet has changed everything, and all the information's out there. It's accessible. I mean, dude, I had secret spots that I used to, when I lived there, go to. And now it's like, people ask me, where should I go? I'm like, just look on Google. It's there. Everything's there now. There's a YouTuber that's already been there and tells you how to do it and where to go. And there was none of that. So for me, it was literally just jump in both feet, figure it out as I go.
That's wild.
So, I mean, I'm just like all in, like anything. So I moved there. I obviously didn't have a car. I didn't have money. I didn't have any of that stuff.
So what I mean, you sold all your stuff. You enough money to rent a place, or I mean, what were you living? What was the living situation?
So I moved there with a 90-day like work visa.
Okay.
Not work. I'm sorry. I'm like, my mind's tripping right now.
Yeah.
Not a 90-day like tourist visa. You can go there for 90 days and you have to come back. So I bought a round trip ticket, literally like 90 days.
Yep.
I get there. I had rented a place for the first month, like this little apartment stay kind of thing.
Yep.
This is obviously pre Airbnb or any of this, like a little business hotel thing. I mean, what did I sell? I sold like maybe some tools I had and some bullshit I had laying around the garage, and I'm like, $1,000, I'll be good for 90 days, no problem, or whatever.
Yeah.
Dude, I was broke, zero money after the first month. I couldn't even pay for the place to live for the next 2 months.
Oh, geez.
Luckily, just like the way I move, like I'm skateboarding, I'm around here, I'm meeting people every day. I just literally like, I don't really have a place to stay. I'm just kind of out here right now.
Yeah.
So I would just crash here, or I met a couple people like, I'd go to clubs every night until 6 a.m. And my homeboy who I met, he worked a night shift. So when he got off, I would like walk and go meet up with him, sleep for a few hours at his place, then be back out until, it's literally just, whatever.
How old were you?
20, 21.
Yeah. So doing 2021 shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tokyo Drift was scripted after this. I'm just waiting for. I started drifting cars through a parking garage. Like,
I went. I mean, I literally like I went to all that kind of shit real time.
Yeah.
Like back then. I mean, we used. Okay, not to get way off track, but when I lived there, there's a C1 highway. They made a video game after the thing, but it's like a beltway kind of loop that goes around Tokyo. And we found a spot, like we would go there from 12 at night till 6 in the morning and sit on the side of the highway. And it's literally, you pay, you go in once, and there'd be like legit, it's a racetrack.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a racetrack,
but it's a racetrack.
But it's a racetrack.
It's used as a racetrack.
Yeah.
Like there's so many cars, like race cars, cup cars, all this crazy shit going. And then every once in a while there'd be like a normal car and you're like, why is this guy stopped? And it's going so slow because every other car is just, you know. And we posted up, there's like a tunnel in this like S turn that comes out. And we just sit there literally till the morning and just watch this all night. And I went to like drift stuff back then, but I couldn't really be too involved because I didn't have a car there.
Yep.
So I had already been doing design stuff, just around. I met a bunch of people just through being around that had clothing brands and like little boutique shops, and they had their own brands. Like, hey, you did design, do some design for us. I'm like, well, I don't have a computer. And they're like, well, use ours. Well, it's in Japanese. I don't know. So I'm like, okay, yeah, I could kind of like still do keystrokes and remember how to do Illustrator without looking. Did some stuff, did some design work, got paid. I'm like, okay, I can do this. This is, I see a little future in this.
Yep.
And then just jumped into that both feet.
Yeah.
And started my own brand, worked freelance for a bunch of other people. This is over many years now, and then did another brand, and then this, and then I came home and I opened a store. So I was like very, very, very deep in the clothing thing, the streetwear thing. But I learned like pattern making. I learned textiles. I learned all of this shit from scratch over there.
Yeah.
I didn't know any of it. I just knew, how to design. I had a design sense, and I knew what I liked and vintage and all this, but like the actual nuts and bolts of doing clothing design and how you go from an idea to paper to computer to manufacturing to sales to
the whole setup,
the whole gambit, top to bottom. I did everything, and I did that for a number of years. And then that's there's so much in between all this, but like that's how I ended up doing the Cut Rate brand much later. Like that was 2009. I started that.
Yep. Now that's still is that still going in Japan?
Not by me.
Gotcha.
I'm totally washed of that.
Gotcha.
I said, go on without me. I'm done.
Yeah. Okay.
It lost its
allure
to me after doing it for so many years. And like, I don't know. It just kind of doing the same thing of, okay, if I'm doing something that's like interesting to me, great. Once it starts to get a little stale, and especially with let's grow this line. For them, it was like it's a business thing. For me, it's a creative thing. So it was, we need more product. We need this. We need that. Every season, I'm like, man, this is like, we're doing the same shit over and over. It's not interesting to me.
Yeah.
I get it. That's what sells for you guys, but it's just, I'm not into it.
I get it. Yeah.
So, and the same thing with the way I build bikes. Like I'll do something, and then like, I'm going to do something totally different because it's just, it's done for me.
It's a creative process.
Yes.
I mean, it's like, because I remember when we first met in the Cut Rate brand, you were heavy into that.
Yes.
When we first met, and then obviously then you were that Japanese brand too, and I was like, oh wow, and then I thought we'd recently talked about it, and you said, yeah, you kind of stepped away from the Japanese brand.
I mean, I'm doing, I don't even know, at its peak, and I'm doing like 50 different SKUs every season.
Yeah.
Where I'm designing basically everything.
Cut and sew?
All 50 different SKUs, cut and sew.
Wow.
I mean, and my guys there were like, okay, let's do this style jacket. And I would do all the detailing, and we want this embellishment here. We want to use this material there. But it just, man, I don't know. It just got really kind of stale after a while for me. So I just like, And that's when I really sort of started focusing more on just bikes. Like, I just want to do these bikes and get these ideas, and I want to see them finished.
Yeah.
So
how many bikes do you think that you've built I guess, when did you start building Harleys?
Well, just to backtrack for a second. When I lived in Japan, this was 99 to maybe 03.
Okay.
at that point I had never even ridden a motorcycle. Again, when I was 16, got into the car thing, you got to make a choice. For at least I did. Like I can't kind of like cars and kind of like bikes.
You can't dabble.
I can't dabble. It's 1,000% that only. So it was just cars.
Yeah.
I had friends that had bikes and rode and whatever, and not even really Harleys, because 90s teenagers sport bikes.
Yeah.
So
Harleys seem very expensive at that time too.
It still is.
Yeah,
they are
but,
for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
But,
I think Harleys too is kind of like a 20s, 30s is a good entry point for a lot of Harley riders.
That's when I got in.
Yeah, and so I had zero motorcycle, but living in Japan, bikes everywhere, and not even just Harley. I mean, a lot of Harleys, obviously, but like every kind of bike and scooters and all that. I'm like, dude, I want to build a bike. And this is right the time when all the motorcycle TV shows are happening. So when I would come home, or when I had just moved, I knew I wanted to build a bike. When I was there, I saw the finished product already in my head. I'm like, I know what I want to do. I don't know how to do it. I don't know what to do, but I'm going to do it. So when I moved home, I kind of got settled. A little time went by. I kind of got my, I'm like, all right, the shows are on TV. I'm like, I'm doing a bike.
Yeah.
That's it. And then like one of my friends bought a Harley or something. You know what I mean?
On the shows on the TV in Japan, are they in Japanese with American subtitles, or is it in American with Japanese subtitles?
Both.
Okay.
It depends. But those shows,
just curious.
But like I didn't even have like cable or whatever to watch Discovery shows or any of that kind of shit then. This was kind of like if I was home, because there was a time, so I lived there straight through, and then I moved back, but I was kind of a month here, a month there, 6 months, 2 months, whatever. And so when I'd be back, I'd be at my parents' house and watch TV, and like, oh, I'm definitely going to do this. I already have the idea. Now I'm sort of learning what an English wheel is, or what like I don't even a lot of this shit when I was doing the car stuff, it was bolt on. I didn't do any fab work. It was mechanical shit. So came back. There's a window in between moving back and motorcycles where I was this focused on bicycles. Right?
Bicycles are big money though.
Bro,
bicycles are interesting.
They are.
Again, watching American Pickers all the time, it's crazy to see some of that stuff, dude.
I was very, very wrapped up in the bicycle thing.
Yeah.
Doing swap meets, picking things, building bikes, and this is like when I look back, it's a very natural progression. The cars was this mechanical engine thing. Then I got into bicycles, and I'm like, cool. Okay, I'm going to take these cranks off. I'm going to go get them polished and copper plated. We're going to powder coat. Dude, I would take apart like anybody that knows this, I would take apart like Dura-Ace hubs, and they have like a little plastic ring, pop the ring off, take the color off, do like different custom colors, put them back together, and like make custom bikes.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, the motorcycles is just that and this together, basically. It's like I'm doing all this, finishes and like very sleek and all this shit, and it also has an engine.
It's a gateway.
It was like a
gateway drug,
a very natural thing to me, anyway.
Yeah.
And then I just was like, all right, that's it. I'm going to get a bike, and one day, and still had never ridden one ever.
Yeah.
And I just went, and I started in like this little bullshit Yamaha thing. Because that's in Japan at the time. That was like what I saw parked on the street. And I'm like, dude, I just don't even know what this is. It looks weird, but I want to build it and I want to customize it.
Yeah.
So I just got one of those, rode it the first night. I just remember riding till morning.
Here or in Japan?
In Baltimore.
Okay, Baltimore. Okay, gotcha.
I got that little piece of shit bike and rode it everywhere. And I just was like, this is the best ever. This is the best. And I say this, I've told this story 100 times, but I rode it home. I had a foldable, Home Depot tool kit. Cause I had some, bike tools. Like I had, bearing presses and that kind of shit for doing bicycle stuff, but I didn't have any. I had a DeWalt grinder and a tool chest, right? That's it. Came home after riding it all night, took the thing apart, and by the morning it was literally a pile of parts.
Wow.
And I was like, okay, we're doing this, we're cutting this off, we don't need that. But I also didn't know shit. I didn't know anything. And then I would just go to like the motorcycle salvage place and be like, oh man, these forks look crazy. These will be cool. They don't fit. I don't even know what they came off of.
Yeah.
Let's make it work. And then I'm making like a pretty, I look back, it's a pretty cool bike.
Yeah.
But even before that was done, I was like, okay, I need something else to like ride while I'm doing this. You know how it goes.
The addiction started.
The addiction has.
Yeah. Yeah. It grabbed you.
Yeah. So much so that, like I said, I had a boutique like clothing skate shop that was going on. And it was all the things of that time, like kids lined up for sneakers and exclusive this and that. And I'm just like, I don't even give a shit about, I don't even care about that anymore. I'm over it. And when I just I was doing my brand and doing the bike thing, so much so that we would change out the store. The store is conceptual. I would change out the theme of the store every 6 months, like a clothing brand. Like this season's collection is based on this. Well, the store's theme was based on whatever it was for 6 months. And I mean, dude, we would construct the walls, take down things. I would order the clothes for that season, like kind of based on that, and like rebrand everything, new logos, new everything.
Wow.
And it was very like, it was crazy. I mean, we had tons of magazine write-ups and it was featured all over the place and it was very cool. I got so much into the bikes and I'm like, the next theme is a garage, because I had a shop with a garage in the back and I lived upstairs.
Gotcha.
I just said, fuck, I'm just going to move the shop up front. I can work on bikes while the store's open. Yeah. So I literally did that. I made it like a garage and I built a bike like in the middle of the shop, real time.
People could come in, buy some shirts or clothing, whatever, and watch you.
Yep.
That's dope.
And
Jinx.
So we did all that, and then eventually it was like 2008. I had a second location in the store. I was like, I'm kind of over this. Like the economy was not good.
Yeah.
And just like, I'm going to focus on just this brand, just the Cut Rate brand. And then just really push that, close the retail space, and then just push like the wholesale side.
Yep.
Went full bore with that. Like like I said, I'm so into it that I have to just basically create my own little world to be able to, survive in.
Yeah.
So that was that. And then, got my first Harley, like shortly. I mean, I built maybe 2 or 3, an XS 650, this other thing. And then was like, okay, I'm getting a Harley.
Yep.
And I from the beginning, I'm very much like, I want to take incremental steps. I'm not the guy that's like, I'm going to go buy a knucklehead for my first bike or whatever. Like, no, start with like a 200 Yamaha, then a 650, then an 883 4-speed Sportster, then a cone shovel, then a generator shovel, and just
move it up
as I go. Just bought this 86 Sportster. Was like, I already know what I want to do. I want to do this. I want to hardtail it. I want to make it. But like, it wasn't like, I'm going to buy this guy's bolt-on kit and just throw it and ride it. It was immediately like, they sell that kit. I don't like it. Mine's got to be 4 inches shorter.
It's got your own kit.
Yeah, it's always like that with me. Like, it's just never like, that's okay.
Yeah, that'll work.
Can't do it.
Yeah.
It just like, it doesn't sit with me. So that was it. Just built the one Sportster. And a bunch of people around me were riding and it was growing. Like, I made more motorcycle friends. So I had kind of a little community at this point.
Yep.
Built that Sportster. Immediately jumped into building a cone shovel. And I think the Sportster got a little love. It was like in a magazine and whatever. The cone shovel was the first one that kind of like, you could see now my style like starting to thing. I don't know. Maybe a lot of people know my bikes from that era to begin. I don't know.
I do.
Depends kind of when you go back. But yeah, the cone shovel, people get confused because it's been different iterations, but the Doberman cone shovel chopper, not the FX, which is not an FXR either, but whatever, cone shovel. That kind of like solidified whatever. That it was in magazines. That was right when I moved out here.
Yep.
And then I took it to places and people saw it. And then immediately jumped into like the Born Free thing from there.
Yeah.
I knew Grant. I knew those guys already. Moved out here, got my shop, which was just an empty space. So like I came out with that bike, a sport bike, and a toolbox, and started.
I'm here.
There.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I had a bunch of stuff. I kind of like, I made several trips and I kind of brought some stuff, but tooling and machinery and all that kind of shit. And I didn't have any of that.
Yeah.
Got that all going. To catch up to speed, where are we there? I started to build a bike in Baltimore before I left. I came out here, I got it kind of going. And I remember it's Born Free 5. Again, friends with Grant.
Yep.
He came over. I said, man, I want to have this thing. It's not finished. I want to bring it and just have a booth at the show and just show whatever.
Yeah.
And I had actually like a little open house at my shop. And that was, I had a turbo FXR that I did that wasn't really 100% finished either. And then this other, he goes, don't bring this bike. Keep it. I want to get you as a builder for next year. That's the bike that's the black cone shovel with the dual mags and the Kim tabs and stuff. The black bike, as I call it, because I don't have a name for it.
Yeah.
Because it's literally all black. So yeah, I don't know. There's a bunch of weird shit here. I don't know where I'm really going with this.
I just let you go. It's kind of crazy. Like,
I think your original question was, how many motorcycles have I built or something?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. I don't even know. Maybe I don't, if I just literally had to guess 34, I don't know, 40 something maybe.
God damn.
Yeah.
I don't know.
How many do you have in your stable right now?
I probably own like 15, 17.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
I don't know.
I honestly don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, some are whole bikes and some are like, that's a whole bike in a project, not finished.
Yep. I got an idea for that one over there. Yeah.
Projects, if we're talking about projects, there's a whole nother 15.
Yeah.
But like, I'd say, whole bikes or whatever, probably in that range.
Like, and that's what we were talking about before. It's hard to throw shit away. I mean, you just start collecting parts. Like, I mean, I have FXR frames and everybody's like, hey, I need an FXR frame. I'm like, oh, I don't know where any are.
Yeah.
I'm not giving away the ones, I'm not selling the ones that I have.
I did go through a thing early on. Like I would build a bike for a show and then immediately have to sell the bike to just live.
Yeah.
Like I just like,
it takes a lot of fucking money to do this shit.
100%. I tell people like, you don't know until you do it, man.
No. It don't matter how many connections you have, how many hookups you have, how many sponsors you have, all that stuff. You're still out thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to get this bike done.
100%.
And not to mention thousands of hours, like, and of hours that you would use to make money to live.
Exactly.
Yep.
Everything else in your life has to stop.
Yeah.
Essentially.
It's hard.
And so
it's a huge commitment, especially when you're building a bike on a time frame.
Yes.
Like I did that once and I was not a fan.
And my, I don't know, to my own detriment is like, do this show, then immediately get invited back. So it's like, just start immediately again.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, sell this bike. So a lot of my couple first bikes for these shows and stuff, I didn't have. I was luckily able to get one or two of them back.
Yep.
Some of them are gone overseas. Some of them are whatever. That Doberman chopper, unfortunately, I kept the tank, fortunately.
Yeah.
Sold the rest of the bike. And then that turned into the second version, which most people, I think, probably listening to the podcast are more familiar with.
Yeah.
The one with the gold wheels.
Yep.
And the swing arm bike, which is not an FXR.
Yeah.
It's made to look like one, but it's a rigid mounted Evo.
Yeah. You should probably put some pictures in the podcast of all these bikes.
Maybe. I get confused and I start talking about projects and it's like they all relate, I used this piece for that next bike and that idea went into this. And
now you've also done like that one that had the Indian motor in it.
Yes.
Do you have like, is it when you see a bike or when you have a project like that, or you want to tackle something, is it just like, this is the way it's got to be? Or was that just like an experiment or, like, how does that go in your brain?
Generally there's an idea. I'll suss out the idea in my brain to the point where it's done.
Yeah.
Like colors, everything's done. People always say like, oh, do you sketch out stuff, or can you show me like a thing? And I'm like, no, I can see it clear as day, exactly what it's going to be. And then I just work up to that. And like, talking with guys from like, Grant's a good buddy of mine, talk to him all the time. And we'll start talking about like, yeah, so here's the idea. I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to use that, and I'm going to change it. And he's like, ooh, I don't know, man. That sounds, I don't know. Are you sure? And I'm like, trust me. And he'll tell you, he goes, you always just to the very last moment, he's like, I don't know. I don't see it. I don't see it. And then he's like, what the fuck, dude? Like, I didn't see this. And I'm like, this is exactly how I knew it was going to be in the beginning. So
Rain Man.
No, I mean, I don't know. I just have the idea, and that's it. It can't be different than that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, like in my time coming into so like I told you, I started Harleys, or started working in the industry, or for a company in the industry, when I was 19, and then I got my first bike at 29, got into choppers and doing that shit, and, saw you pretty much right out the gate and was like, this guy fucks. Like, these are the bikes, you know what I mean? Right. So it was for me, I was a fan of yours for a long time before we even met or became, started talking, meeting, and I remember a couple of years ago, one time at Parts and Labor, you came up to me and were like, what should I start doing next? And it was like, I don't fanboy about nothing besides motorcycles. I don't give a fuck, like, if I were to ever meet famous people, like movie stars, nothing. Motorcycles are where I fanboy, like, but I keep it inside because I don't want, people to judge me, But I remember like that conversation. I was like, oh, that was kind of cool that he came up to me and asked me what he should build next. And it was just but it's always been like something cool to watch. Like all the bikes you've done, they always had this like different style than what everybody was kind of going after, and like even watching you move into like the newer bikes and stuff, like, it's still, it's different. It's a different style, but it's always super clean. It's always like, it's a more of a factory custom style. You know what I mean?
Like a Pan Am?
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah.
So it's weird that okay, I have to touch back on this because the early bikes definitely had a similar vibe.
Yep.
Black, tight.
Yep. Punk rock, man.
Yeah. Very punk
rock.
That's where I was mostly, like my personal music taste, like whatever. Then I kind of moved out here. I'm like, I didn't really get the FXR thing. Yeah. Being from the East Coast, I lived in the city. It was more just jamming, whatever. My long trips were like, from Baltimore to New York, or it's like, a 4-hour trip or a 3-hour trip to the beach or whatever. Yeah. They weren't crazy long. And honestly, like out there, the way the weather is, it's hot in the summer. You can ride all day and night in a t-shirt. You don't need a jacket or a hoodie. So the bag thing, like, it's extra shit I don't need. Yeah. Now moving out here immediately, I brought that shovel head out here, and I'm like riding like this on the 57 with grooved free, my springer's going like this, and I'm like, this ain't it for this. No. You know what I mean? No. So
they don't take care of their roads out here.
No, I immediately saw the value in like, and it's in the summertime, it's cold at night. Yeah. It's chilly. Yep. You know what I mean? Like, so I see the value in having a sweatshirt or bags or suspension or brakes, or everyone goes 90 miles an hour on the freeway. Yep. So that was immediately like, okay, there's something to this. That enter that phase of maybe like whatever. I was still obviously building choppers. I built several after that, but that really sort of like, okay. I went back east. I bought a FXR P, rode it a bit, sold it, bought an FXR T, rode it cross country, kept it for a bit, sold it, went back, bought something else. That was like a thing for like many years. In the fall, I always go back there for about a month. Yeah. I would get a bike, throw some shit on it, ride it back cross country. Yeah. So that's like another thing. That's 15 cross country trips I've done.
Wow.
But so I'd always like build a bike, and then that's always been a thing for me.
Now, do you always take the same route, or do you
different every single time?
Yeah.
So these phases of like again, it's like, I don't know. I just get so hooked into this thing. Yeah. So those early bikes were kind of the same. And then there's like a little phase where I went into like you know, in that kind of styling into the FXRs. And then I look and like, when I started doing the newer bikes, I'm like, I want to do something different.
Yeah.
I don't want to just like take that same, you know, monotonous thing and just put it into these new bikes. So how can I don't know. I just wanted to challenge myself too.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the other thing. Like I've already done that. How can I think outside of that and do something completely different? So my thing with the newer bikes is like make them OEM plus or
Yeah.
make them.
Because the first one was the Softail, right? Like the salmon color Softail.
Mhm. Yep. And again, those bikes are for Harley.
Yep.
So that also like influences how I'm going to do something or why, you know, conceptually, like I'm not just going to, I saw other builders do those projects with Harley, like, oh, we got this brand new bike and essentially, you know, Harley, they're trying to do this for promotion and other things. So to me, it wasn't a good look to strip the bike down to nothing and say, yeah, these brakes suck and this sucks and that sucks and this sucks and that sucks. And let's take it all off and just everything aftermarket.
Yeah.
I want to do it like where Harley, I wanted to make something essentially that like they could do.
They could duplicate.
And it would, you know, have its own vibe and it would look cool and it would use a lot of factory pieces and the parts that weren't factory looked factory.
Yeah.
Just so it wasn't like, yeah, your product sucks and we're doing this. I kind of wanted to like big up their thing. Like this is the potential of this bike.
That's good. That's a good angle.
Yeah.
And then that kind of like thinking in that mindset for the Harley thing is kind of where I've been with that. Pan Am, same thing.
Yeah.
You know, I was very interested in that bike right off the bat. And they're like, no, off-road. That's the only story we're trying to tell with this bike. And so I kind of pushed and like, let me do one. And it was like off-road only. And I did think of some off-road concept shit that I wanted to do, but then I kind of let it go. I did another invited builder bike in the meantime that took up that time.
Yep.
Once they started introducing that to the race stuff, I was like, okay, now they're maybe open to a little more idea, or, you know, there's probably some sales numbers stuff mixed in that too. Like we need to pump this up a little bit more.
Yep.
I'm like, perfect opportunity. Hit them up, said, let me do a Pan Am. And I already had like an off-road concept and an on-road concept. And then immediately when I saw that bike, I'm like, T-Sport, movable windshield. First thing I saw, T-Sport.
Yep.
You know? And got one, rode it cross country and back, and was like, on-road. This thing fucks on-road. 100%. Like,
100%.
It's capable off-road. I'm not an off-road guy. I don't own a dirt bike.
I took it on a dirt road once.
Yeah. I mean, not by even wanting to, but I did go off road with it, like just because I had to, and I was like, ugh.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not even like a dirt bike. I didn't grow up on dirt bikes or any of that shit. So it's like, this is on road, and the thing on road kills. So I was like, I'm gonna do basically like a T-Sport sort of concept on road bike, and I felt like, you know, I deal with some marketing stuff on the marketing side with Harley, talking to them a lot, and just that's my background with. I just, you know, I kind of have a wide view of a lot of things.
Yep.
So I'm like, man, to me, the Pan Am was rad. It just didn't feel Harley.
That's my biggest thing with it.
Right?
Yep.
You ride it, it doesn't sound Harley.
Nope.
It doesn't really feel Harley.
No, you don't have the rumble, that shake. It's I mean, a phenomenal bike.
Yeah.
Phenomenal bike, but I was hoping to like, I'm in love with certain aspects of that bike, and then it's just that one part of like where I don't feel the soul.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I'm having the problem.
So that is what sort of like intrigued me, and I'm thinking like what I think, but I'm also thinking what the average Harley customer is going to think.
Yep.
Like, maybe these things aren't taking off as much as I think they should because of these inherent things that aren't really Harley-esque on the bike. And like, you know, most Harley riders aren't off-road guys anyway, right? So the bike's fully capable on-road. It's great. So why not just make one that's like geared towards that, and also make it look and feel a little more what we're used to.
Yeah.
Like instead of a plastic dash, let's do a leather dash, or let's do chrome. Let's integrate. Like, I mean, I went way down the rabbit hole on that bike, and like most things people just looking at it don't even notice, but like subtleties of like body lines and angles and rounding corners that were a little more familiar to what guys are riding now or have been riding for the last 30 years.
Yeah. Subliminal messages almost.
100%, 100% subliminal messages in terms of like, you don't even know what's different, but it just, and that same thing on the soft tail. Yep. But the Pan America, like I went through painstaking effort to use the teardrop mirrors, and they're not metric thread, but like doing all that.
Yeah.
To just put them on there to where it's like, you don't even notice, but like, oh, you're looking in the mirror. You don't even notice that you're looking in a different mirror, perhaps, because
I'm going to pull it up right now and look.
Because, I mean, there's just a ton of things.
But, and see, I resonate with that because for me, the stock Harley mirror on a Harley is the best mirror.
It's the right fit.
It's the right size. It has the right shape. Like I'm a big fan of that, like factory custom styling. And don't get me like the second mirror to me, our Ness Mini Stalker, nice mirror. But for me personally, I feel it's a little tiny.
Is that a thunderheader?
It's a little smaller.
Full stainless thunderheader.
Yeah. Wild.
Yeah. Full.
Dude.
Yeah.
So like really the subliminal message is kind of where I was with that.
Yeah.
Like, just little things that are like a nod, a wink nod kind of thing.
Yep.
Like if you look, the chain guard on that thing is a plastic chain guard normally. Like no one's even care. That's shit that people take off.
Yep.
I made a full metal chain guard that's curved, like just with Bar and Shield logo only. I didn't want like T Sports have super minimal branding, right?
Yep.
So I wanted just Bar and Shield logo branding on that bike. I used a factory color. Just a million different little things that were like, I could have gone any way, but like, that's what I wanted. I didn't want off the wall anodized billet shit.
You could take this bike, put it somewhere, and people are like, wow, when's this model coming out?
The Pan Am definitely was that way. The Softail, really same thing. Like when I built that bike for the show, I'm intrigued. I like the 90s, like the Daytonas, the Sturgises, those what were they called? Like the special edition bikes.
Yeah.
So I wanted to build, to me, Born Free is such a powerhouse of a thing now.
That's crazy, dude.
That it's like Daytona, Sturgis, Born Free. So that bike is a Born Free edition.
Yeah, I like it.
So I made the graphics. I did everything with that. Super conceptual. Like I wanted based off of the 91 to 94 Dyna, which was, the seat shape's different. Everything's different. If you look at the seat on that bike, I mimicked that 91 to 94, which again, let's get real, 91, 92 Sturgis and Daytona. I mimicked the exact stitch pattern on that seat, slimmed down, made the stamp in the seat that like one had Sturgis, one had Daytona. Made the Born Free thing.
Oh, wow.
I used factory Thunderstar wheels and widened them. Like, okay, so Thunderstars, 16 rear, 21 front. 21 front's a wide glide wheel, but it's a skinny. It's a 215. And on a new bike, you can't run a 215. It looks like a pizza cutter. So literally cut the wheel apart, widened it to a 21x3.
No shit.
Remachined it, chromed it. The rear 16, I stepped to a 17.55.
Wow.
So they're real factory Harley cast Thunderstar wheels, but just proportionately right for that bike.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow. That's like crazy.
The tank, when I did all this, I did the louver side covers, the louver chain guard, the little fork thing that came on FXRs, like the lower fork shroud. It's like, I could have chromed the trees, but the factory's not chroming the trees.
No.
Like that was their cheap out answer was to put a little chrome cover. So I'm going to make a chrome cover that's very factory-esque. I left the reflectors on. I left the stickers on the mirrors because when I showed it, I wanted to look. It was in the Harley booth. I wanted to look like this is a bike that's
factory.
I made a dealer hang tag with all the options that I did, and printed it out and like put it in one of those little plastic sleeves and hung it on the thing. So like it shows you what's different about this model, like you would be at the dealership.
Yeah.
Very like, I mean,
That's cool though.
Lots of the pegs, the
It's interesting that like when, you know, learning more, because I didn't know about this whole, you know, background in Japan and all this stuff that you did. You know, I knew of the cut rate brand and stuff like that, but I didn't know how deep it was, you know. So listening to that story early on and then hearing the way you're doing this, like all that marketing stuff that you learned doing all that stuff is coming into play for this side because,
yes.
you know, in most cases with invited Harley builders, doesn't matter who they are, it's like, you know, the day before you need to have it done, it's finally finished, and you just basically vomit out a beautiful bike. You know what I mean? Then Harley's stoked, but like, you sounds like you went, you know, like the details that you gone above and beyond, not just on the bike itself, but like thinking of those little marketing pieces are it's pretty cool.
I definitely wanted to like approach it from a different angle.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I could have stripped it down and blacked out everything, or did this, or big motor, you know, all that.
Yeah.
I really wanted to like test myself and like create a new challenge for myself to like less is more. And it's easy to go wild on something, but it's to show the restraint and do it like that. Like the first thing you're doing is like, you're pulling the reflectors off the bike when you get it.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like, no. I want to make it like, how, you know, how can I do this to make it look like it is custom? Everything on like the pipes, the heat shields, everything is done from scratch on that bike.
Yeah.
But it doesn't look like it's been done.
It's to me, it seems like it's a different level of because I'm not going to sit here and say like, oh, it's easy to customize a bike. You know, like when you get a bike and like, oh yeah, I'm going to take all this off. I'm gonna do this. Like that's hard. I can't do that. Like I don't have.
You can
that
take
kind
it
of vision.
off, but you just can't put it back on.
Yeah, if I can't put my level on it.
Yeah,
but like I understand that's like a different mind. And working with Steve for so long, I've seen Steve do it and stuff like that, and I've seen Steve go. Like I've seen people that are like, oh, I'm gonna buy these. I'm gonna put that on there. I've experienced with Steve like where he's just like, oh, I can make something that'll fix that, or I'll make something. It's always with Steve. I can make something, and then you know that's different. You know when customizing a bike, that's insane to me. How can I make this look like still factory? That's like a whole other.
That's a whole other level of custom.
Yeah, that's insane.
It would be a lot less work to just make it from scratch rather than to repurpose something from some other bike and weld it in and make it like
the badge, the logo, you know, like all that little detail. Like that's the crazy part, you know, because again, you can look at these somebody who, especially in this day and age of motorcycles, you know, you could walk by that bike and not realize how many pieces on that bike are handmade one-off pieces because you just think that they're, oh, you know, whatever, you know, so that's pretty wild to me. Like I knew that was like a factory custom bike, you know, essentially, right? That's that like that term. I didn't realize like how deep it went.
Well, that Pan Am looks sick.
Yeah. The Pan Am's sick.
That looks sick.
Thank you.
And I was just really quickly scrolling through and I was looking at you got a style, like for sure. Like you got like a, it's hard to say because there's some stuff where I was like, I was looking at some of these other choppers that you had on there and stuff like that, the FXR, the Softail and stuff really quickly. And like, I can kind of see like a theme or whatever, but like, I wouldn't be surprised. Like if somebody was to tell me like, oh, that's Oliver's bike. I'm like, holy shit.
Once
like,
you know, you know.
Yeah.
And I think about it in a timeline, long, big picture kind of thing. Like if you were to able to like just in one go like this on Instagram and scroll and I had all my bike pictures, like it would be like a gradient. Like that's how I want it to be. You know what I mean? Like it's the same thing. Like those early bikes transition into those bikes transition into these bikes. And there's little elements of each one that kind of,
you're leveling up,
carry over.
Yeah.
They're completely, you know, that bike that I did totally looks different than this bike. It's a totally different bike, but you can see the sort of like level or the progression gradient thing. I definitely consciously think about that a lot.
Do you ever go back on Instagram and just like scroll back as far as you can on your own Instagram?
I do.
It's kind of fun.
I do, definitely.
Yeah.
I'm a nostalgic person first of all. So like I definitely will go back and repost old things and stuff.
Yeah.
And like I said, there's kind of a new, like a lot of people may only know my new bikes. If you just went and you'd see like the last 3.
Yeah.
You'd be like, oh, this guy does this.
Yeah.
But if you go like 15 more things, you'd be like, oh shit, like I didn't realize that. Oh, and I see how that makes sense now and whatever. So there's definitely these sort of like blocks.
Whenever if I say the cut rate, the first bike that comes into my head, the picture is you on the black bike in Japan with your black vest on and stuff, like that's the picture, you know what I mean? High and tight riding through, I can see that in my, if I close my eyes.
That was, for sure. That,
and you know exactly what I'm talking about.
I do. I mean that, I don't know. That bike was definitely like one of those bikes that I think a lot of, like you said, like, I don't know. When I built that bike, that's where my headspace was.
Yep.
And having been to Born Free 1 or 2 times, and then also being like, oh, this is the list of other builders. And I'm like, ugh, I'm way outclassed. I'm way outmatched here. Like there was a lot of heavy hitters.
Yeah.
But I was like, man, I want this bike to be like in a sea of Born Free, which is already like your bike can get lost.
Oh,
like,
100%.
There's so much going on. I was like, I want that thing to sit on the grass and be like a void of color.
Yeah.
In a sea of chrome and like kind of that. I want this thing to just be like, well, like not flashy.
It's shining so bright because it's just so dark.
Yes. It's so different and so in contrast to the other bikes there.
Yeah.
And that was just, I don't know, man. That was one of those bikes. There was a lot of, I tell these stories to a lot of different people all the time, but there was points for me, like that bike I had already started and it already had a concept before I was even invited, a year or so before. And then once I got invited, I was like, yeah, that's not good enough anymore. That's not good enough anymore. I got to change this.
Especially once you saw the list of names.
100%.
Yeah.
In fact, I was already on the track to build that bike. And like Brandon from Mullins Chain Drive, he was going to do tanks for me at one point. Cause I wanted like, I'm probably still not that good, but like I wanted like reliefed tanks to match the wheels and like this whole thing. And so he started doing them and like a while before, and he took time and he kind of got one side done. And then I was still on track to use them. And then once the list came out, he was on another builder on the list. And I was like, dude, I'll still take the tanks, but I can't run them on the bike. Something in me, like I can't, it's not a competition per se.
Yeah.
But like, it doesn't sit well with me to like, if I was to win something, right. And I'm like, yeah, but he built, this other guy who didn't win built the tanks. Yeah. I'm like, that doesn't feel right to me.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I can't use those.
Wow.
So I end up making something myself and changing or whatever. But there was that. And then on the next year, like, I didn't win anything for that bike. And just like, it was well received, but then that's totally, I don't care. Yeah. Literally at the end of the day,
it's the ride.
That's a heavy fucking competition.
Oh yeah.
Those guys, I like over there. I mean, I've been going to Born Free. I think the first one I started going to was like either 4 or 5.
Mm-hmm.
And I've gone to every single one since then, been involved in it now many years. How they keep finding so many talented people, like every year, I don't really keep up with like the whole chopper thing because that's not my area of business anymore, right? But it's like the amount of talent that comes out every fucking year is insane.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, and it just gets, I feel like every year it's almost slowly like stepping, like, you know what I mean? Like it's crazy. So I mean, just to be involved in that part of the show is wild.
Yeah, man, it is a heavy talent pool.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, I just look at it as like, stay true to my concept, let that push myself.
Yep.
And I mean, the winning part, like I'm actually was supposed to do like a little video for Born Free sort of explaining this. They asked me to do it because
record. Got it.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Because essentially like, I talk to a lot of people that are just doing it for the first time or whatever. Yeah. And I see them go in with this like, all right, I'm going in with this like plan to win. This is the idea. This is how I'm going to execute. I'm like, you already lost.
Yeah.
If you go in there with some I'm going to knock everyone's socks off and I'm going to do this and that. Like, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
Focus on what you want to do. Come up with the best concept for your bike, what you like the best, not like what you think is going to show well, not what you think is going to get the most votes from somebody or doing the wackiest shit or whatever. Like,
knock your own socks off.
Yeah. Knock your socks off the best you can. And you already won. Even if you don't win, you have a bike that's like your perfect vision of what you wanted at the end. If you built something you think's going to win, then you don't win, then you're left with a bike that like, you're like, it's not even something I really like.
Yeah.
And I didn't win shit. You're like, that was a waste of a lot of time and money. So I see it all the time. I tell people just focus on your best thing. And if you win, awesome.
I'm sure it's wild to be in that position. Like, you know, I mean, there is some stuff on the line there at the end. You know, I mean, there's something to win there. I mean, it's pretty interesting. You get a trip to Japan, you get some money, you know, like, I mean, it's pretty cool. You get to show your bike at the Moon Eyes in Japan. That's a pretty cool achievement, you know? And so I'm sure, like, especially first time people being invited, it's probably a big, like, you know, I couldn't imagine. That's a lot of stress, a lot of,
it is,
you know,
and I can say from experience, you know, doing it the first time, I did hold back a little bit. Like, I was like, I think the bike's great. I love that bike. I still do. And looking at it now, oh man, I would change that, or I could have gone a little further on that, or, you know, I'm better now at certain things. So I'm like, could have been better. The second bike was like, all right, I've done this once. I know that I shouldn't have skimped, whatever you want to call it. But like, the second bike was zero holdback. I don't care what I got to do. I sold I sold a FXRP with a 124. I sold a KTM that I sold everything that I had that I valued to be able to do that bike, because I didn't want to like be like, I just don't want to spend that much, or I just can't do it.
Yeah.
Like, I essentially like hurt myself to do it.
Yeah.
But did it. And I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I feel good about it or bad about it in the end, but like, it's just an itch that had to be scratched. Like, I couldn't do it and be like, oh man, I should have just done that.
Yeah. Well, but you put it all out there, you know, like, I mean, it's like any person that's trying to achieve high level stuff, you got to put it all out.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't, you'll never know.
Yes.
You know, you started walking a very interesting path basically since your teenage years. You know what I mean? Like, did you ever have a real job? Like a clock in, I work at fucking Best Buy?
Kind of. In high school, you know, I like bussed tables at a restaurant for a little while and whatever. I worked, my dad has a lighting store.
Okay.
So, or he did. So like, I worked there. I would hang light fixtures and do deliveries and shit like that.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like, I mean, it was a job, but it wasn't like.
So you've basically been figuring out your own program, your own path since a very young age.
Well, so when I moved to Japan after that first whatever, I skipped this whole part of the story. I got a job from a buddy, essentially working at a gas station.
Yeah.
A little grocery store, gas station type thing. I mean, it was absolutely mindless. Like, and I made, my month's salary was $10 more than my rent was a month. So I knew it wasn't going to work, but it was just what I had to do to get the visa to stay.
Yep.
And then that's when I started doing the clothing thing, like side hustle.
Yep.
I was doing a million different side hustles.
Yeah.
But that was 2000. That's the last time I've ever had a job for someone else.
Wow.
So since then, it's been self-employed and it just
living that dream.
Dream.
It's
could be a nightmare. It could be a dream. It goes both ways. It is a dream. It is a dream.
It is.
Like, I have tons of friends that have good paying,
great jobs,
great jobs, vacations, benefits,
401ks,
whatever, health insurance.
Yes. And there's 100% a trade-off. Like, they can get paid vacations, but I can do whatever I want to do whenever I want to do it. But I also have to subsequently like constantly hustle, or I'm not, just like, I can't live.
Because if you're not there, nothing's getting done.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And I'm a one-man show. I mean, like, there really is. I mean, I have a little help here and there now with Kevin with some video stuff and the web store stuff.
Yep.
By the way, anyone watching this, I don't run the web store. Don't email me or message me on Instagram asking about your order or when things are going to be restocked. I don't know. I literally don't know. I don't want to know.
Yeah.
Kevin runs the web store. I say Kevin.
You can reach Kevin at. No,
yes. Kevin runs it. Yes. So I appreciate it. And I know like it's my web store.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. And I don't want to know.
It's all love. It's all love.
I can't, there's too much going on for me to try to know what's in stock right now.
I mean, again, it's, I love, I mean, I'm 9 years into working for myself now. 10 years next year. I mean, to me, that's wild. Like I haven't clocked in 10 years, almost 10 years, you know, like, and it's fucking hard some days. Some days are super fucking hard, but I don't think I could do that again. I don't think I could clock in. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean,
I don't want to. I like running my own program.
I've had offers for, you know, I mean, over the years, even before the motorcycle thing, I had offers for established clothing brands or this or that. And I'm like, man, there's just no way I could sit in an office all day and
deal with the bullshit.
Deal with that. Like physically, like my brain, I just couldn't do it. I would like melt down.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I mean, I've had 100 people like, dude, you should try to work for Harley. You should go. I'm like, that would be the last place that I would want to work. I mean, I'll do freelance work or
working with Harley. That's different than working
with
for
Harley.
Yeah, we love it. Harley, we love you.
Working for Harley in an office, not so much.
Yeah.
Because the same thing.
Yeah.
In my mind, if I have an idea for a bike or a product or a whatever, that's it. Like one stitch can't be different.
Yeah.
And then to like design something and then to be like, the guy in accounting said we can't do that and we have to run this other thing on it.
This material instead.
Like I'm done. I don't want to do this. I'm over it.
Yeah. It's
so that's why I also don't really work with customers.
Yeah.
Like people ask me all the time, hey dude, I'd like for you to build me a bike. I'm like, I'm not going to do it.
Wow.
Don't do it. I mean, I've done it in the past.
Yeah.
Rarely.
Yeah.
And rarely does it ever work out the way I want it to.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
It's always, unless someone said, I got an open checkbook.
Yep.
And just
an open mind.
And give me whatever you want.
Yeah.
No problem.
As it should be though.
As it should be.
Like that's like
discretion.
Well, yeah, because at the end of the day, this is a form of art and it's a creative expression. I'm a big, like, you know, I mean, as you are, like, you know, big fan of tattoos. When I go get a tattoo from somebody, I don't micromanage the tattoo.
Yes.
When I get a paint job from Valley Customs, I don't micromanage the paint job. I'm not the fucking painter and I'm not the artist on that portion of things.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give him an idea.
Mm-hmm.
Here's what I'm thinking. And I even like when I did the teal Softail, I said, here's what I'm thinking. Here's the color palette I'm thinking because it's kind of weird.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, I don't want to see fucking pictures of it. I don't want you to post it on the internet. I don't want to see it till the day I come pick it up and like, and run with it because you're the, you know, in that sense,
that's their specialty.
Yes. You're the artist, man.
And that's why you're going to them.
I feel like it's a waste of money if I was to go to you and say, hey, can you build me a bike? But I want this, and this. I'm going to you because I like what you do.
Exactly.
Yes.
I want one of Oliver's bikes.
Exactly.
I don't want one of Lorenzo's bikes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'm going to you because I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
I don't have that. I don't have that.
You're
that
going
mental.
to him too because you saw what he can create, and
Exactly.
it's right up your alley. You know, it's it's that collection. Like when Arlen Ness was building all the bikes back in the day, I think people were, I can't imagine people were micromanaging how those bikes turned out. I don't know.
I doubt it.
You know, like they were built and then you could buy it.
Yes, that's kind of my thing. Is like everything's kind of for sale for me.
Yeah.
You know, as
everything's got a price tag.
Everything has a price tag.
Yeah,
I'll build the best version of the bike that I think is the best version of the bike.
Yep.
And if you like it, approach me. I might sell it.
Yeah.
I may want to live with it for a year or two or whatever.
Yep.
Enjoy it, but
and it all depends what's on the horizon.
Exactly.
Well, I saw a video with I think it was Jesse James, and he was saying somebody famous, I forgot who it was. He said somebody was asking for like a bike for him to build a bike. He's like, oh, but I want that color. He's like, no, I don't do that color. I don't do that. He was like, no. So he ended up not building the bike. And then he talks about how like he likes to do his own thing I think, and then he's like, some people want to give their input, and he's just like, no, that's not what I do.
Well, I mean, and when you've made a name doing it the way you do it, why would you want to change it?
Yeah.
Exactly.
If you want to, you don't go to Exile Cycles for a chrome bike.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
100%.
It's like you would go to a guy that does chrome. You know what I mean? Like it's
my thing is I'm not so locked into one style.
No, you're very diverse.
It could be anything.
Yeah.
But like, and I do like a little bit of that challenge. I just don't like. Yeah, I just don't like working with some. If anything's like, I have an idea and I just have to stick to that.
Yeah.
And if someone says, "Oh, do you think we could do it blue?" And I'm like,
it just crushes you almost.
I'm out.
Yeah.
Done. It doesn't make sense to me anymore.
It's that that freedom and that, again, it's that expression. You know, you're not going to go paint a painting and oh, can you change this one section of the paint? You know what I mean? Like that doesn't work. No, the painting's supposed to be this way.
Yes.
You know, like that's your expression. I mean, it is an art form at the end of the day. And if you're not able to put it out there, and you've got to fight with it. And then when you're done with it and you're just like, oh, that one thing he had me change. He wouldn't let me run the right mirror.
Yeah. I wish I didn't do that.
Yeah. Yeah. Like you will lose sleep.
You brought up the Indian bike. That started, it's a thing. I had an idea.
Yep.
A friend of mine had approached me about buying the Doberman bike, and if you look at those bikes, they're fairly similar.
Yep.
He was like, "Hey, I'm interested in buying the Doberman bike." I'm like, "Dude, I don't want to sell it.
Yeah.
It's a bike that I just don't want to sell. I have an idea for another bike, and I can build that idea into something that's very similar aesthetically to that. Of course, it'll be somewhat different." And I was like, even that bike, in my mind, for me to own, fine. For me to sell to someone, that my name's attached to it, for one, and for two, like, you got to ride it every day.
Yep.
That bike's a little bit on the like showy side of like, there's too many one-off things that if something breaks or fucks up, like, I got to redo it.
Yeah.
You can't just
You're married to it.
I'm married to it
forever.
So I said, let me build you a bike that's like similar, but I know that you could get good mileage out of, and it won't be a bunch of headaches.
Yeah.
And even if some other person worked on it, they could essentially do it. So that was the concept. That Indian, I had wanted to do one of those for a long time. The frame, it's not the same, but like dimensionally, it's similar. Like color palette's fairly similar. Kind of recreate that vibe, but something that's a rubber mounted, 6-speed, 100-inch motor, got bags, got good brakes. Like it can do whatever, but it still is very custom. It's got a bunch of one-off metalwork shit on it.
Yeah.
It's got things, but like, I made custom pegs, but like the peg mounts are standard FXR.
Yeah.
Like you could,
so if something were to happen, you could just,
if you ground it up, I'm not gonna have to cast another one from scratch or something. Or whatever. So a lot of that.
Yeah. What started you on like your whole one-off like fabrication like skill set? Like, I guess how does that progress? So you started with the Yamaha and you said, well, I'm going to build stuff a certain way, and you just ran with it and learned how to do it on your own? Or did you have like some people kind of mentoring you, or like how'd that go?
So that first little Yamaha, like, didn't know anything. I had a neighbor who was like a motorcycle guy. Very hacky. Yeah. Very hacky. Like
that was the times, brother.
Like, well, he was like a BMW guy, but like an older BMW guy. But also he was like, his lifestyle was completely wild, punk rock, wild guy.
Yep.
And like, he's like we'll fix it, we'll get it done.
Yeah, some baling wire.
Gaffers. Yeah, he's that guy. Gaffer tape, baling wire kind of guy. So I kind of learned a little bit from him, but also a little what not to do, and a little like what will get me by.
Yep.
Then another friend my first friend who got kind of around me that really got a bike was my buddy Bruce. He got this Softail, and he was like he was a welder by trade, but he was like, he worked for like the power. He was like a Wampy kind of, right? Like, like a machinist, welder,
jack of all trades,
kind of jack of all trades guy, but also worked for like the electric company or something, right? So he got a bike, and I remember when I had a bicycle, I was like, dude, I need this seat clamp like turned down to a different size. And I remember going over there with that bike, and he had just got his Softail was like a night train, like an 05 night train or something like that. And I was like,
those were bad.
I was like, oh damn. I was like, I'm gonna do one soon, and he's like, come over, I'll teach you how to weld.
Yeah.
So basically, like, I just went over, and he's like, here's your rod, here's your torch, here's the pedal, do this. And I just sat there for a couple hours.
So day one, it was TIG welding.
Yeah, I've only MIG welded like 2 times in my life.
Wow.
Yeah, I basically, sat down, learned how to TIG weld, and then 2 days later went and bought a used machine I could just sit there and just do it at my house.
Just practice on your own,
Did it, figured it out kind of thing. Yeah. Like I just got to just jump in and do it.
Yeah.
And all the other shit was literally just trial and error. I've never been like to any kind of schooling or any of that, or never really sat with anyone who was like, this is how you do it. I just kind of like, the same as everyone else. You kind of YouTube a little bit.
Like, now it's a way better time.
Now, especially. But if
you can't figure out how to do something now, it's either super crazy high level, or you just don't know how to use Google.
How do I do it?
Dude. Seriously. Like I learned, that's what I tell, everybody, like I don't really use YouTube besides Kill Tony. I'll watch Kill Tony.
Mm-hmm.
But beyond that, I don't watch anybody's stuff. No disrespect. I just don't use YouTube as an entertainment value. I use it to learn. So I'm always watching. If I'm watching YouTube, it's a video on how to do something, whether it's, CNC machine stuff, CAD stuff, this dumb, whatever dumb thing I'm looking at, you know what I mean? Like it's all there. There's so much information.
I don't really watch any motorcycle content on YouTube at all.
No, zero.
I watch car content. I watch travel content. I watch different things.
I don't even watch content. Literally it's how-to videos.
I do watch a lot of how-tos.
Yeah.
The travel content or the car content I watch is also like, I view it as how-to, even though it isn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I want to do a travel show.
That's a whole nother.
This is Riverside.
Yeah. There's that one dude that makes a bunch of money. Here's Riverside. I
know.
It's the internet's crazy. The way it's changed. But like again, like that. You started when they're again American Online, right? When I got my first bike, so I'm 44 this year. I got my first Harley. I was 29. It was a 69 Ironhead. There's Chop Colt back then and xlforum.net.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Then you had to just
Jockey Journal board. Yeah.
Jockey Journal. Yeah. I just got an email from them the other day. I was like, oh man, I'm still involved in that, but it was like, I would sit on xlforum.net and just post after post after reading threads and threads and threads and threads, because I didn't know how to work on bikes, let alone something like that. Like I did Volkswagens when I was a teenager and old cars. And so that translates a little bit, but you know what I mean? Like those bikes don't run unless you fucking work on them all the time.
Yeah.
40 miles in, you got to adjust the valves, it's like you're always doing something on those bikes, and it's a great tool. But now it's like, how do I do this? Video, step-by-step guide.
Mm-hmm.
It's, if you can't do it now, it's crazy.
Yeah, I agree.
And
I'm not those forums and shit, I cannot learn that way. I cannot read. I'm ADHD and dyslexic and all this other shit. So it's like, dude, I start reading like a how-to, and I'm like, the words are just literally like moving. Yeah. And I'm like, I don't know what I'm looking at. So
where are the pictures?
Yeah, literally. I will look at a how-to with pictures even, and like, okay, yeah, I figure, okay, I got it. If I watch someone do it, easy.
Yeah.
Easy. But reading anything and like doing that, I literally go,
Dude, it's really weird. I get what he's talking about, because I was telling you earlier, I had to recharge the Freon or whatever in the car, and on the can I read it a million times, and I'm like, I'll start doing, like, am I doing this right? Like I've read, like, keep it at 6 and 12 o'clock at all times. I'm like, so sure, what's the pic? I go right to the picture. I'm like, okay, he's holding like this. All right, we're good. But like, for some reason, even though it's there, like I read it, I'm like, oh, this don't make sense to me. Where's the pictures that like? Okay, the picture.
Sometimes it is worded weird though.
Certain
things.
It's a thing. That's why I go to I know it's weird, but like TikTok, like you can put in search for how to cook, how to do this, anything like that. Like
still can't understand how to use TikTok very well.
All right, boomer.
Yeah, I've been trying, but It's really not on the top of my priority list.
I kind of stopped at Instagram.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I think that's as far as I'll be. Kevin, again, who does kind of helps me with certain things. Like, he started a TikTok, and I forgot that he did, to be honest. And every once in a while, he'll post some stuff on there, and I'm like, oh yeah, how's that going?
Yeah.
But I don't have it on my phone. I've never done it.
One of my marketing guys a long time ago started it, and he had it going. And then I'll post on there once a month, and we get like 300 views on a video, you know. And it's like it's just not. I don't. You
remember? Okay. Do you remember, like, you know, my grandmother when I was a teenager? Like, it's like, why are all her clothes like from the 60s?
Yeah.
It seemed like. I feel like it's kind of the same. Like, you just get to a point in your life where you're like, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'll just stop buying new shit now.
Yeah.
I'll stop learning new things. Well,
I know you're really into music, because one of the things we haven't touched is that Oliver does DJ stuff too.
Oh shit.
Has your music, like the stuff that you listen to, changed, or like do you still accept new music in constantly, or are you kind of stuck at like at this end, like the cutoff, like all the stuff I listen to, I've been listening to for fucking 25 years.
That's my Spotify, bro.
Yeah,
that's my Spotify.
So it's weird because I am very open to new, not new chronologically new music. I'm open to new music from then.
Right.
So I'm constantly, and you know, a lot of the, yes, I still listen to the same music that I've listened to since I was a kid. Like literally. Yeah. There's a ton of new stuff that's in there, and my musical taste is pretty all over the place.
Same.
But new music like released last year. Like
very few.
I mean, for whatever reason, and I should be more open to it, but just the fact that it was released last year, I'm already like, I don't want it. I don't even want to hear it. Because I don't know. Like
they say that's a thing though. They say like our brains like kind of like get to a time frame, especially of music, and it like basically cuts off, and it's like, no, I'm good.
Bro, that's I've been I take my daughter to work, or she'll go with me somewhere. She's 16, and so she's whatever. With
still in a Baby Shark.
Yeah, dude. And then I'm driving, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is a fucking tipping on. I'm like, oh bro, look at this, some old Yin Yang Twins. You know, like that's like the latest for me. But usually, like I'm like late 90s, early 2000s, that whole era, whatever. And I was like, oh, this is terrible. I'm like, what the.
You can walk.
Get out of my car. I knew things were changing. I didn't realize things were changing until I was in Vegas one time. I was at Dre's, and I remember I met up with all my friends. I just pulled in, and then I told my friend, I was like, hey, I was like, I'll get your ticket, because we got separated from the rest of the group. I was like, I'll get your ticket, like, or, you know, your entry fee or whatever. And it's just a club. It's a club, right? And then they told us, I was like, it's gonna be like $120 a person. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, why does it cost so much? Oh, because the Migos are playing. I was like, who the fuck are the Migos?
The three amigos?
Dude. And like, apparently it was like, I mean, now I know, because this was several years ago, but like, that's they were like, it was like, they were the start of like mumble rap.
Oh,
stuff like that. So then I was sitting there, I was like, I paid $240 to watch this bullshit? And I was like, what the fuck is going on?
It's hard. I mean, it's every once in a while I'll find like a new music, you know, but it's usually like some kind of like R&B, like soul type stuff. Like, cause it's just the voice at that point, you know? And I'm like, oh, this is good. I'll send it to him or something, you know? I'm like, oh, this is good, you know? Like, but it's hard now.
Like, I'm sort of that way with a lot of stuff. Like, my girlfriend will be like, yeah, you know, the actress so-and-so. And I'm like, I don't know who that is. And she's like, what do you mean? It's like the most popular current actress. And I'm like, I literally don't know. Or music, it's like someone will say like, oh, you know that band that was super popular in the 2000s. That's, you know, and I'm like, I've literally, you would, for as much people know me and there's the crazy music knowledge and shit that I'm into, the inverse is like, they can say the most like basic, every person in the world knows. And I'd be like, I literally don't know who that is, or I've never heard anything from them.
Unless it's Creed, then we're good.
I know that like I know Creed.
Yeah.
I know the name, and I know like the only thing I know is like, you know, from Instagram, like that voice. But I literally don't know a single. I've never listened to Creed ever, other than
you're
like
missing out.
Other than someone's
missing out, bro.
Someone's, you know, meme or whatever. Like,
Creed, one of the greatest bands ever.
I can't. Like it was just like there's like a force field that won't let me like even try it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm like that way with vegetables. Like, I love Creed, but I hate Nickelback.
I don't like any of them.
I know the names. I know what you're talking about. I know those names. But honest to God, if you played a song, I would not know who you're talking about.
Well, I go that way because my wife, she's like,
she's from Hemet.
Is that where they're from?
No. My wife, she will like be talking about. I'm like, who? She's like, you know who Sabrina Carpenter is? And then like I look, I'm like, I feel like this is a test. First of all, because of how she looks.
Yeah.
But like, legitimately, I have like no idea. Like,
I just don't care about any of those people.
It's this. I'm like, they make music. They're like, yeah, it's on TV. I'm like,
I don't know. Don't know. Never.
No interest.
Never even heard that name before.
Interest.
Yeah. I mean, I know who she is because I've seen her on the Instagram or whatever, but I just don't care about, like, I don't literally have never cared about famous people.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a couple I think it'd be fun to meet. You know, like Keanu Reeves always struck me as somebody I'd like to talk to.
Bro, he's got to be the coolest dude, right?
Yeah. Also because like he likes motorcycles so much.
Well, he's got his own thing.
Yeah, that's always like very interesting to me. But it's
he
like
seems like a really mellow guy.
That's what I've ever heard.
Super mellow.
Yeah, it's all I've ever heard. Like people, I know people have worked there, you know, and I know him, and I'm like,
at Archer?
Arch.
Arch.
They're like, yeah, he's super fucking chill, and I'm like, it'd be cool, you know, it'd just be fun to talk to him because also like I used to not really care for him, you know, like all his movies.
Wait, what?
Well, like all the movies with that when he was coming up and we were growing up in the early '90s. Bill and Ted was awesome, but besides that, he was always. I mean, even in that movie, he was always like a real dumb shit. You know what I mean? That was his character.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't till like later on, like where he would like, you know, what's the one with Patrick Swayze and fucking
Point Break.
Point Break, thank you. Yep. And like The Matrix and all that kind of stuff. Then you're like, oh, this dude's a bad motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like, and I like his movies, you know, now and stuff, but it's like in the early on, like you know, I always think of, there was like this one called like Parenthood with like Steve Martin. You know, and he was in that one, and he was like the boyfriend. Like, you know, that movie, that's when I think that's like one of the big ones, you know, for me.
I forgot he was in that thing.
Yeah. And it's like, so he was always just a dumb motherfucker in all the movies. Like his character, that's the way he played.
So you thought he was dumb in real life?
Yeah. I mean, early on, you know. Yeah. So, but now it's like always funny to me. Like, that's like a person I'd be like, I bet you it'd be cool to meet that guy.
I seem to get along with eccentric weirdos.
Yeah.
Like,
I could see that.
Famous or not, like just weird.
You have eccentricies? Is that the right word?
Watch your mouth.
Yeah, I can't say it either.
Yeah. Because I remember I learned something. We were walking around Born Free one year, and you were like, "You've never smoked a cigarette in your life."
Yeah.
Did you say you've never?
I've never drank, smoked, done anything ever.
And wasn't it like coffee? Also, have you ever had?
One time I had a sip of coffee.
To me, that's weird to me.
And yeah, it is. No, I mean, I realize that it is.
Yeah.
Anyone that knows me like on an intimate level, will 1,000% agree with you. Like there's a lot of weird shit going on.
But you have to be weird to do the things that you've done.
Probably, yeah. I would agree.
Or else it would be normal. You know what I mean? That's what like people don't quite understand. Like the paths that we've all chose, win or lose, like it fucking weird. We're too dumb to quit for one. But it's like, it takes a lot, man. Like, it's cool to sit down and sit here and bullshit about it and like the stories and the things. But man, like, it's like all the hard times and all the times where you're like, how am I supposed to eat tonight? How am I supposed to pay this bill? How am I supposed to, you know, XYZ, this, that. And it doesn't just go away. A lot of times they start piling, stacking, and like, how do you get through some of this stuff? We're the people that chose this life and to do this, and we won't stop doing it just because of this. That's not normal.
Yeah. There is no other choice. Like I just keep saying this, but it's like, man, I don't know. If I was smarter, I would do something. I would get a normal job. I would do, but it's just like, I can't. Like there's like
I don't know if smarter is the right word.
Okay.
But I understand. My son, I think I told, he's in the Air Force, right? And I talk to him all the time, and he said something the other day. He's like, oh, you know, I'm not doing what you do, but you know, I don't know what he said. It was something about like, you know, I have a guaranteed check. And I go, dude, there's something to be said about that. You know what I mean? Like 100%, like there's multiple paths for everybody in this world. I'm a big promoter and I'm a big pusher of when kids are now that I've done what I've done, right? Because I've had a job since I was 13 years old. I clocked in fucking most of my life, now that I've done what I do, like when I have friends that their kids are in their early 20s and like, oh yeah, he wants to do this. I'm like, well, what is it? Oh, photography or something. I told him go work for the union, or said, well, why don't you give him 5 years? Mm-hmm. Why don't you push him a little bit? Why don't you see what he can do? Because that's the part of our problem as a society to me, is that in school we're taught the white picket fence bullshit, blah, 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 blah. And everybody has dreams, but nobody is ever pushed a little bit to chase those dreams. And to be able to chase that dream, to me, is a fucking huge deal. Win, lose, or draw. You know what I mean? Right? Because that's what it all is going to come down to for all of us. Like I would say, push that child, give him a little bit of encouragement.
Oh yeah.
Maybe he's got to have a part-time job, but maybe he gets to do this on the side too. You know what I mean? Like, don't take that from them and don't say, yeah, you're never going to be able to do that, because you fucking have no idea what people are capable of.
Absolutely.
And especially when you got to light a fire under your own fucking ass. But again, it's a roller coaster. It goes up and down, it's wild.
Yeah. I mean, the adversity, I think, like, also breeds a lot of, like, there's been a lot of comparisons, like with, skateboarding, like, and I've said this before, and people that skateboard understand this, like, it teaches you to look at the world differently. Like, someone would look at a little crack in the sidewalk, we look at as like an opportunity to do something, right? To use it in a weird way. And like, once you sort of grow and once your mind is sort of like working in that way, everything is different. Everything looks different. The normal person, with doing that, like, you fail 90% of the time. You hurt yourself to try to make it that one time. And like, that's normal. Whereas most people, that's not normal. They're not going to like continually like cause pain just to like try to do this one thing one time. They're just like, that's not worth it.
No.
And then again, you just look at everything differently. Your view of physically, the view of the world. And then also like, it just, I don't know, it just kind of trains your mind in a different way. So I'm very thankful to have like latched onto that early on. And
I always say that you learn a lot more through failure.
100%.
Like if you just walked through life succeeding at every fucking every single thing you ever did, like, you didn't learn there's a lot of lessons lost there. Like,
absolutely.
And failure sucks. I mean, trust me, failure sucks, dude. Like, it comes with a lot of other things, depression and all this other, like, chemical reaction of your brain and all this stuff. Like, when you start breaking it all down, and then you got to figure out how to get through all that too, just to start fixing the other shit, and it can really lead you down a wild path. But like, that path is, I respect the path and the journey, and it's a lot of work, so I don't know. It's interesting. It's interesting to hear your path, like the story that you the stuff that I didn't know about you today, I didn't know all that, early on stuff. Is pretty cool.
That's wild. That's wild. Like today, and I'm not trying to compare my jump to Japan. But when I was 21, I packed up everything I had and I moved to Albuquerque from San Diego. I didn't have, like, today, if I was to do that, just the person I am now, I have to like look at I have to do
put
all
your
the
CPAP
homework
in the trunk.
But I'm gonna Google like places. I didn't have a job lined up or anything. Like I just knew I'm gonna go out there and find a job. I'm gonna do this. I packed everything up, all the money that I had saved up. Luckily, I saved money because I didn't have a job for the first like month and a half. You know what I mean? But like I can't imagine just packing up and like, well, somehow I'm gonna make this work. Like nowadays, the way my mind works is like even when it comes to like my hobbies. Like I will look into stuff for like months, like fish. Fish. I was
big fish guy. Not fishing. Big fish tank.
No.
Big fish tank guy.
Okay. I started looking and like, okay, this is what they do. Like I can manage this. I can do this. And like I went from one tank to I have 3, I think, in the house now. Like, but like that kind of stuff. Like I'm so paranoid. Of I guess failing. You know what I mean? And just because like you said, I respect it. Like I try to avoid it as much as possible. I know it's going to happen.
Oh yeah. It's good for you though.
At some things, you know what I mean? But like, I just can't imagine going all the way to Japan and just straight winging it like that.
Yeah. Like, no, that's wild.
That's gnarly.
Especially in that time frame.
Because it's not like it's not just like, well, I'm just gonna go back home.
But it's wild in that time frame today because of the access we have today, right? It's it was normal in that time. You know what I mean? Like now to think back on it, like that's fucking crazy because like. I mean, just not even having access to a computer, but in the 90s, it didn't matter if you had access to a computer.
That's like a whole other country.
Yeah.
That we bombed.
They bombed us too.
That's true.
I mean,
paybacks.
Tit for tat.
I definitely look back at it, and when I tell the story, it definitely sounds a little weird. And like obviously we're all older. You have kids.
Yeah.
Like, and I see this with friends of mine's kids and other things, but like. Like people always say, oh man, I think about the things that I used to do and I would never let my kid do that or whatever. Right. But I mean, I just feel like, man, you just gotta,
I mean, and you were an adult, man. Were you asking for permission?
No.
Yeah. Like,
no, I wasn't asking for permission, but also like, my parents know me.
Yeah.
They're like, there's nothing they could do that would change
once your mind is set on something, it's done.
That's it. Yeah. It's already done.
And I mean, man, what a fucking experience, man.
Oh, it is for sure a part of my life. I mean, it is definitely like I've learned so much and I met so many people and did like it changed the trajectory of everything.
Yeah. I'm sure I've heard this before. I did a podcast with a guy, John Cortese. He's from Brooklyn. Mm-hmm. He lives out there. I guess there's a John Cortese street out there that's named after his like grandfather or something.
Wow.
He like started off like the little league stuff out there and stuff. But he makes like Japanese style like wooden furniture.
Mm-hmm.
You'd really, I'll send you the podcast. You'd actually probably really dig this guy. Really interesting guy. But he learned how to do it from a guy in like upstate New York. I may mess up the details, but who did it like in the traditional. He stayed on the guy's property, rice paper windows on that, like the whole. And he said like the discipline and the things that he learned in that environment, changed. He was a teenager when he did it, and he changed, or maybe early 20s or whatever it was, changed everything. Yeah. You know what I mean? And he adopted so much stuff from that has helped him his whole entire life now. It's very, I'll send you that one. It's on a different podcast channel that we have. But a very interesting podcast, very interesting guy.
It's definitely an interesting place, an interesting culture, an interesting whole thing.
Yeah.
Like
I've always loved that like culture. I love that, like their artwork, the architecture. Like there's always been so many things why I want to go to Japan, and I've never been able to go yet, or just never, not been able to, but like just never taken that step to go see it.
I will say this. I've since living there and being involved, and it's still fairly a day-to-day thing with me, but like I have a love-hate thing with it. Like with anything. You know what I mean? It's like you love something so much you hate it, or you just see at first it's like this la playground, everybody's awesome. And then you kind of just get one level deeper to where you understand language as a base, as a baseline. And then you sort of like, other things open up and you're like, I actually don't like this. And I don't like this. It's very clean, but now I understand why it's very clean. And maybe I don't like that. So I've always had this sort of like, tons of people that live there will tell you they never really feel like ingrained into the thing. It's like almost like you can't.
You're an outsider.
Yeah.
Always.
But I don't know. It's weird. I've gone consistently for the last 7 or 8 years or whatever it is now. I took a couple years off, obviously COVID and all that. It's just weird. It's like it's a very constant in my life, and I hold it in a pretty, it's important to me.
Yeah, as it should be.
Yeah.
What do you have next on your docket? What do you have going on bike build wise? You're doing a lot more media stuff. You're doing the YouTube thing. You're doing all that kind of stuff. That's kind of more fresh in the last couple of years now. What do you have going on for the 2026 year?
Way too much. Like, honestly, I'm stupid. Why am I doing this to myself? I'm just running myself ragged, but
you're pushing yourself. We'll call it that.
Very much.
Yeah.
Okay. Just rewinding a bit. I was building all these bikes. I'm riding cross country all the time on the bikes. I'm going to swap meets just because I like parts and bikes. I'm like, man, I can't buy anything. I don't have any money to buy anything. And even if I buy something, I can't even take it with me.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, next thing is I do like traveling and I do like going to these swap meets. And I'm like, that's it. This was years ago now.
Yep.
It's 2017 or where, I don't remember. But I was like, I mean, and for a while, I didn't even have a car for a long time that I lived in California.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd be running parts to the powder coater in a messenger bag on my bike, you know, like that kind of, you know, like, so I had a car or didn't for a while, whatever. I said, that's it. I'm buying a van. I'm selling these 3 bikes I have, and whatever I can get with that money, that's what I'm going to get.
Yep.
So I sold the bike, got a van. Best thing I ever did. The van opened up just a world of possibility of travel, you know,
storage,
it's handy, all the other things. But now, you know, I do the swap meet things that basically provides me with a lot of parts for projects.
Yep.
Kind of good, kind of bad. It's gremlins. It turned into like, now I have 50 projects because I like parts and weird stuff so much that like every little stupid weird thing I find turns into like another build.
Yep.
And whatever. So I've been hitting that stuff for the last couple of years pretty hard. A lot. I mean,
notice that.
Shit, a lot of people probably know me more for parts or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I've definitely funded parts for a ton of people's builds that are out now.
Yep.
I'm just really into like the history of a lot of this stuff. I like, you know, all of the things that I'm nerding out on that stuff.
For
the last while now. So I've been really hitting that pretty hard. Like constantly on the move, constantly buying parts and old bikes and things.
Yeah.
I bought a property on the East Coast a couple years ago, and I'm working up to building.
Keep going. I'm gonna take a picture.
Okay. Working up to building a pole barn shop with hopefully some sort of little podcast room like this in it and everything. And so I'm running back and forth, you know, living here, working there, back and forth. Projects keep stacking up. The Harley thing in the last couple of years has picked up for me. I got a new Road Glide now.
I seen that. Yeah.
That I'm all about, and I want to, you know, like I've never had a bagger, so that was like, and I'll touch back on this when Steve comes back, because he's sort of an influence on me going that route too. But just in terms of lately, everything, more this, more that, more bike builds, more traveling, more parts, more new projects. Like I kind of need to take a little bit of like inventory of my life and be like, all right, this maybe should just wait.
Do you worry that you might be burying yourself a little bit, where you might burn yourself out and then just jump to the next hobby? Because it's like you said, like when you go into the next, I don't know if hobby's the right word, but the next thing, whatever. Yeah. Like you're all in it. You seem like you shut off everything else. Are you worried that might happen? Because you've been in this seems like the longest running hobby that you've been in.
It is. It's definitely the longest running. I do worry about it a little bit, but I also just kind of follow my heart a little bit with like, if that's where it wants to go, that's where it is. If I get burnt out, mostly it's not like the bikes and the parts and the stuff doesn't burn me out. It's the scene that burns me out. It's the scene in anything that I ever do that burns me out. I'm so passionate about this that I mean, literally, like it is my entire life. I live in my shop. I do this. That's all I do. It's the scene that really bums me out. And I'm just like, man, I'm just not with these people anymore.
Yeah. You become, I get the same way, and I'm trying to change that. And it's hard. As everything changes and new people come in, which we need. I'm super into new people coming into the motorcycle scene.
1,000%. Come in.
Please. Or else it goes away.
Yes.
You know, like, and we were all new people at one point, you know, everybody starts somewhere. But it is weird sometimes, like, and it's just the world changing, the influencer vibe, this, that, and I'm okay with that too. I'm not trying to like talk shit on it. It just is, we're at that age. Back in my day, you know, like it just, everything's changing and everything. I think the biggest thing, and I had this conversation with somebody the other day, it's not necessarily about the change, but it's about the tradition. Like, I tattooed for a long time, been into tattoos my whole life. In my time of tattooing, early on, even when I first started getting tattooed, you couldn't walk into a reputable tattoo shop and get your first tattoo on your hand or your face or your neck
I'm the same.
or your head. You know what I mean? Like, these were traditions. You had to have sleeves. You had to, editor. Those are gone.
Mm-hmm.
The tattoo industry, unless you're an old school guy, oh yeah, you want your fucking full face blasted day one? Cool, got you. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care for that. I like those traditions. Those traditions mean something.
I agree. I'm going to say this into the camera because I think it's that important. I live by this, that change is the only constant in life.
Yep.
Like everything always changes. We can push it back and we can fight against it, but it literally will steamroll over you. There is not a time in history now. I mean, there's nothing now that has always been. It's always just, you know what I mean? Like, I agree with you.
Yep.
I'm literally from here to here and from here to here is the only area on my body not completely covered in tattoos.
Yep.
And
correct me if I'm wrong. All your tattoos are done in Japan, weren't they?
Not all. Like,
I thought your whole suit was.
Knees to here is all Japanese.
Yep.
Knees down is everywhere.
Gotcha.
But
it's wild still.
But like, no, I live by that. I mean, it's like
wild.
something that I will never. Until my shit is done, completely done, I won't do this. Right.
Yeah.
So I live by that.
Sit on my hands.
But I mean, it's just me. That's me, right?
Yeah.
That's my deal.
Yep.
But I understand that is okay. I'll relate this back to something that maybe is more tangible that people can understand. Vintage clothing, right? Vintage clothing, vintage motorcycles, vintage anything, and we are very inspired by nostalgic things and things that we relate to our past.
Yep.
So typically, if you talk to an older vintage dealer, they'll tell you 50s, 60s, that's real. 40s, that's real vintage.
Yep.
Anything after that, not real. Then you talk to somebody later. Well, that shit doesn't sell anymore. It's passé. What's hot right now
70s,
is
80s,
90s Y2K.
Oh,
because the kids that buy it and spend the money on it, that's what they're nostalgic for. The time before they could get it or before they were even born, perhaps.
Yeah.
Same thing with motorcycles. Same thing with anything that we do. It's just a constant shift of this thing. And the old stuff becomes irrelevant.
Yep.
I deal with all these old motorcycles and parts and antique things. And this is a constant conversation I have with people inside of the Antique Motorcycle Club of America and this whole thing. It's like the younger kids don't have a relationship with a 1929 JD.
Yeah.
Their grandfather didn't have their dad or grandfather had a twin cam Softail.
Yeah.
Like that's the span of time we're talking about.
Yeah.
So
big time.
They don't relate to that. And that's why that's in the car market. Same thing. Model A's, Model T's, like no one cares about that anymore.
Yeah.
90s cars are hot now.
Yeah.
Those even traditional muscle cars.
Yeah.
The market's soft.
Yeah.
It's because now kids want, oh man, if I could find an all bone stock Honda Civic.
Yeah.
Because now I'm 45.
Yeah.
And that was the car that was new when I was 16 and I couldn't get it.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. I mean, it's across all genres. So
yeah. Well, I was driving on the freeway like recently, saw like a fucking really nice like 89 Corolla, and I rolled my window down to look at it. Like I was like, damn.
It's an 89 Corolla.
Dude.
Right?
But it was like dialed, dude. It was bad. Yeah. You know?
But if you saw a whatever with a rumble seat 1910s, you'd be like, whatever.
Seen that American Pickers last night.
Yeah. So that's why I say change is the only constant in life, man. It's just we can push back, but it's happening, and
100%.
It doesn't matter what we think.
No.
Because the kids that come after us, they're the market.
Yeah.
They're going to dictate. And, for example, a lot of the 90s parts, let's relate that to, this is a motorcycle conversation. 90s, whatever. Kids that are into that now weren't there then. So they don't really know, like, this brand was popular. This brand wasn't popular. They see it as all as 90s. Yeah. And we could push back and say, well, this brand actually sucked in the 90s and it was whack. And this one was the cool one. You guys got it backwards. But that doesn't matter because they're the ones buying it now.
Yeah.
So it's like, we can say, hey,
as long as it's ball milled, that's all they care about.
FYI, this is the real shit that you should be interested in.
Yep.
But you're going to do what you're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
that's it.
Yeah.
I just feel like that's kids in general. Like
That's a universal human
human nature. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, one of the questions I like to ask, especially somebody that like is entrenched as you are in motorcycles and just like the different things you've done in your life. Are you a first generation like gearhead, like motorcycle car person, or did you have like dad who rode motorcycles, grandpa who rode motorcycles, or anything like that?
Zero.
Yeah, same.
Zero.
Yeah.
Like nobody in my family at all.
Yeah. Does your family think you're weird?
Not weird, but definitely they're like, I wonder where that came from.
Yeah.
How is that? I mean, and there are aspects of everything that I do that relate back to like my upbringing or what my parents are into. Like I definitely take from their sensibilities into mine, but like in terms of what it actually is, nothing related.
Yeah. Interesting.
But I was going to say, when you went out to the bathroom, we were talking about what is like upcoming and new stuff for me. And I mentioned the Road Glide situation.
Yep.
And this is sort of like part 3 of my new bike. You know what I mean? Like, and again, at Parts and Labor, what should I build? What should I build? I was good. Should I do a soft tail? Should I do a bagger? Was not looking to go that route.
Yeah.
And partially because my shop here in California, I mean, even I don't build a lot of like full fairing FXR T's and P's because I don't have space. And to get it in and out of my shop is actually like, I'm like, I'm over that. I don't even, this is a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
So I kind of, that was one aspect. Like, I don't want a bagger. They're too big.
Yep.
I don't care. I'm not, the FXR is more my size, or the Softail even is, I can tour on the Softail and it's more my size.
Yeah.
2 years ago, went to Daytona. I have a 03 Pro Charged DX. 103 inch monster, but reliable.
Yeah.
For the long period of time that I've had it, never given me issues. Taking this bike to Daytona, I can put my chick on the back. We can ride it. It's custom. It'll be cool. We get there, day one, carbs. Now, for some reason, pissing gas out of everywhere. Rebuilt it 10 times. Fixed it, but not really. But like fixed it so I can still ride it. Riding it, snapped the supercharger belt.
Oh,
I'm like, this is like the curse of. There's like a curse of Daytona or Sturgis when like your perfectly good bike, as soon as you get there, is like giving you problems. Wow. I don't know why.
Yeah.
So Harley's always like, hey, if you need a bike, just let us know. We'll loan you something. And I'm like, I'm good. I'd rather be on my custom bike.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that's why you have them.
Exactly.
17 of them.
Right. And like, so I said, actually, I'm going to need to borrow a bike.
Yeah.
They're like, well, we got this Heritage Softail or whatever. And then, and I was like, and plus I had my girl. So I was like, okay, I need something that can ride 2 up. Well, we got this or this or this. And I was like, okay, I'll do the bagger.
Yep.
So I got the Road Glide.
Welcome to the dark side.
Yeah, dude. And I know you told me, tons of people told me, you're going to love it. It's not like what you think, blah, blah, blah. And you guys were right.
And now what year was that?
25 or 24.
Oh yeah, so it was the new model. It's like
2.
the one you're They're totally different.
I know.
Totally different.
I've now since ridden the Gen before, and I was like, this thing kind of sucks compared to
I mean, and we've had this conversation, but it's good to put it out there. I am blown away about how different they are. The bone stock Road Glide, the new model, so it'd be 23.5 up, is a phenomenal bike.
Dude, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to like admit to something here that's legitimately, when I say this, it's crazy sounding out of my mouth. Every single thing that I've ever had is customized. Day 1, minute 1. Like that's it. Like I cannot live with any of that. I got this bike in December. I have not changed. You know what I added? The dongle thing that lets you do CarPlay on your thing. That's literally, I haven't moved the bars, stock pipes, everything bone stock.
Some people will consider that a build, by the way.
It's literally like I'm like, wait, am I old or what is it? But it's like, I'm actually like, man, it's really good the way it is.
I didn't like the fairings at first. I wasn't sold on the fairings. I really enjoyed the gin before that. They grow on me now. I'm fine with it, but I rode one for the first time last year for Four Corners rally. They let me take one. And I had to, the bars were pulled back real far. I just had to rock them forward a little bit. And when I finally got the color right, we added a little preload to the suspension on the rear. Forget about it.
Yep.
Dude, it's not even, I need a little more ground clearance than it has, because I was scraping floorboard in some of the bigger turns, and stuff like that. But beyond that, it's the seating position's comfortable. The way it feels on its wheels is
super nimble.
The bike feels lighter, even though I think it's a little bit wider, because I think the bags like bow out a little bit. But the bike totally feels lighter. Like all these different things. We've talked about this. Like, I am legit blown away, because I've never really rode stock bikes either. Like, I've had them, and then they like kind of get, I think I did 500 miles or so, maybe on the Softail when it was stock, before I changed everything. And I had the Road Glide. When I got that Road Glide, I got it in South Dakota in the van, drove it home. I think I pushed it out of the van onto the lift, because I already had everything sitting there.
Yeah.
And I was like, I've been waiting to get the bike. Now I got the bike, change bars, change all the ergonomics right away, because I already knew. But it's like the bone stock seat is a good seat. The position of the bars, because they actually have, instead of any kind of like beach bar, they have a little ape.
Yep.
And it's like the positioning is actually really good. Like all these different things. I'm all the way down to the glove boxes. The way they go down instead of in. Like I actually ride them with both of them open. My phone's in one, and I have like my camera stuffed in the other one, and I can just grab it. You know what I mean? Like, dude, I'm super sold on these bikes.
Yeah. I was like, man, I've never even ridden a bagger before, ever.
It doesn't feel like one.
No. And I picked it up from the Speedway in Daytona with her on the back, and I was like, oh, here we go. And I was like, what? Yeah. Like, in traffic, we went on the hamsters ride.
Yep.
And it was like, 800 bikes in a row. And I'm like, not sweating it at all.
Yeah.
Like,
definitely where you want to be on your custom bike, but
yes, exactly. I'm like, hey guys.
Yeah. Don't mind me.
Yeah. So rode it all there. And I ended up putting like 500 miles on that bike in the next couple of days.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, okay. So then I was like, okay, guys. Yeah. I might need to build one of these things.
Yeah.
So that was kind of the plan, was, build one, whatever. It worked out with Harley on this one, where it's not like born free, where I actually don't get to like really enjoy it as much as like, here's the final product.
Yeah.
Because that Softail went from the dealership to the lift.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Because usually you have maybe 6 months if you're lucky by the time you get the bike.
Yep.
It's a very short period of time when you do those bikes for born free.
Yeah. And there was a million things that I didn't like about that Softail when it came out. Like timing wise as well. Hey, we got this new thing. We're calling it the new Dyna.
Yep.
I was like, no. That's a Softail.
Yeah.
You should call it the new Softail.
Yeah.
So I immediately was like, my defenses were up on that. So I was like, I'm changing this. I'm changing that. So when the bagger, like, I'm not mad at the styling at all. Like it sits right, flows right. There was nothing obtuse, no weird angles that I didn't like.
No.
Everything looks in place where it should be, to my eye anyway.
Yeah.
And then riding it, I was like, goddamn, this is pretty good.
Dude, it's next level.
Yeah.
Like, Harley's where I'm at. You know what I mean? I have no desire to go to any other brand. I don't care about Indians or anything else. You know what I mean? But like, even looking at a lot of guys, like even switching over to Indians and looking at the Indian bikes, like their body lines to me are no, 100% no. I can't do it. My brain hates this side panel between the bag and the motor. Like, I can't, something's wrong to me.
Well, I think also that is probably because the Harley is such the baseline standard for all motorcycles or all cruisers anyway, or baggers, that anything other than that doesn't look right.
Yeah. It's just, they nail it, they nail it. I don't know. I'm always going to be pro Harley regardless.
Me too. 100%. I'm just like, so blown away by it. I'm blown away that I really haven't done anything to it.
How many miles do you have on this one right now?
I'm embarrassed to say, but only like 400.
Okay. Just scratching the surface.
Just scratching the surface, only because since December when I got it, I've been in my place here for about 5 days.
Yeah. We've been trying to do this podcast since December.
Yes,
you know, like
literally.
Yeah. Every time I'm like, where are you at this weekend? Oh, I'm over here. I'm like, okay, not in this state.
Yeah.
I just started asking you, what state are you in? What state are you in this weekend?
Essentially.
You know, it's
that's what it's been.
Yeah, but now you're going to ride this bike cross country?
Yeah. So, after Born Free, probably, I don't know, a couple days after, taking off, going cross country with one of my buddies. We're picking up another buddy on the way.
Yep.
We're going to ride to the East Coast. I'm going to stay there all of July pretty much at my property.
Yep.
And then they're going to fly back to California because they have real jobs.
Yep.
And then they'll come back like a couple weeks later. Then the plan is up to New York, into Canada, across, then down to Sturgis, then back.
Oh shit.
I've ridden all 48 states.
Yep.
Like multiple times end to end. I've no Canada.
Yeah.
So this is my opportunity to sort of check some of those boxes.
Well, remember when you did those little patches with the
Yep.
I have one.
Nice.
And when I first, because I didn't start riding like long distance till 21.
Mm-hmm.
That was my first Sturgis trip. So me and the kid that worked for me, Dylan, at that time, you came out with them right around that time, I think, when we got back from the trip. So I bought one for me and one for him, you know, started sharpieing the little, you know, like I'm like, yeah. I keep it in my kitchen.
It feels good. It feels good.
It does.
Checking those boxes
It's cool.
off, man.
It's I mean, I you know, he hasn't done a bunch of long travel stuff yet. We're gonna change that here soon.
Do it.
Yeah. I mean,
do it.
And it's I tell people it's either for you or it's not. But do one. You know what I mean? Whether it's a 3-day weekend or something, like do one. Like even we did the Wayland run in Phoenix. You know what I mean? And we jammed out there. I mean, we actually left Friday afternoon. We were back Saturday it would be Sunday at 2 a.m. You know, but even that was a fucking blast.
My thing is, if you're in Southern California, I mean, you can do like a 2-day ride and still be in the same topographical sort of. I mean, California has awesome riding. Don't get me wrong.
It does.
In any direction.
Yep.
What I'm saying is, the craziest thing to me is when you like when you cross the country.
It's best.
You go through you're like, did I just go through like 5 different countries? Because like different climates, different places. Like, you know, California. Yeah, you ride it to Phoenix, you ride back. It's kind of the same.
Yeah.
Go to ride to like the Northeast.
Yeah.
One shot, and you're like,
yeah.
Whoa, well, this is crazy. Like I went through high, low, hot, cold, wet, dry, this, that, and it's
everything.
And just the scenery. I've noticed from all my trips and stuff, like, you know, I know state lines and boundaries are made off of landmarks and historical, but it's literally weird when you you can I'll say this, Texas, New Mexico, like you go over a hill and you're like, this looks different. Oh, and it's also the line. Like there's places where you'll like cross and you'll be like, oh yeah, the dirt on the side of the road was a slightly different color.
Changes instantaneously.
30 miles ago.
Yeah.
Now it's like a different, like it's literally like, and you look and you're like, that's kind of the line. And it's so weird, man. It's just like the traveling in this country is pretty awesome.
It is.
There's something I would say there's something for everybody. There's just like, it's so interesting.
It's just, I mean, at the end of the day, it's cool to see. Like we do, like our history here is pretty interesting to me. Like I always say like, it would be cool if you can just like touch like monuments, and, like tap in, you know?
Yeah.
We went to that, what is it? Independence Rock or whatever, you know, that's like just it's a rest area now, you know, but you know what's happened there, you know, like, you know, we all played the Oregon Trail in school, you know, like, you know, and it's like, man, can you imagine just touching this and seeing all the weird shit that's happened at this rock, you know, like but fuck, man, we have a beautiful country.
Yes.
Some of the riding here is and I haven't done nearly as much as you have, but it's insane, you know, and like going into Wyoming, you know, doing all these different states like that and back roads and, you know, seeing this stuff. It's like, you gotta experience it, and you gotta at least just see if it's for you. You know what I mean? Get a little further, go a little further, do a 2-day trip, do a 4-day trip, you know what I mean? Push it out if you can't commit to a 7-day Sturgis run. You know what I mean? But like, fuck, dude, do it.
Yeah.
because some dudes it ain't for, but I'll tell you, you won't know if it's for you until you.
It'll change you.
Yeah. Till you're trapped in that rain for fucking 3 hours and you're like, fuck it, just keep riding, you know, like
for 3 days.
Yeah. Yeah.
It'll change you. It'll like change your perspective on a lot of things.
Yeah.
I on that Pan America, I actually rode like the Oregon Trail.
Oh, wow.
I went up to Bend, Oregon, and then went like basically followed the Oregon Trail all the way down across the country. And then, I mean, that trip was pretty well. I went from here to, not in one shot, but like here to, I don't know, the edge of California, Bend, Oregon, down to somewhere to Sioux City, Iowa, from Iowa to somewhere to Ohio for a swap meet, back to Indianapolis, down to Nashville to Baltimore.
And was that like, bone stock Pan America or built Pan America the way you have it now?
Bone stock.
Yeah.
I had a pipe.
Yeah, a couple things, couple doodads.
Yeah. Risers and shit. But yeah, the stock version.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, those cross country trips will definitely change your outlook on a lot of shit.
Do you feel like when you got like, you know, bike build schedule, like all these kind of things that you get piled up because you're such a go-getter on all this stuff and you don't ride motorcycles for like periods of time, do you feel like where you start getting like stressed out, pent up, like you got to get the fuck out of here kind of shit?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Because it's weird. I went from riding a bike every single day and people are like, dude, it's crazy. You know, I literally rode it every day.
Yeah.
And then it seemed like it flipped. Like now I'm like, I have to do a cross country ride to even just force myself away from the shop and all this other shit to like, oh, no, I just can't go back and work. I have to be on the road for the next 5-6 days, whatever. I mean, I rode here today kind of like, I have to use this opportunity to ride this bike out here. Otherwise, like, you know, I'm just, it's gonna be another week before I have more time or whatever.
Yeah.
With this schedule that I have. So
and then it's like, you know, you kind of get back and you're like, I'm glad I rode, you know, like
1,000%. 1,000%.
You know, that Phoenix trip, great trip. One of the worst trips I've ever been on. And the only reason is because we didn't leave Phoenix till 7 p.m. not thinking about how cold it's going to be. So I you know, the guys I rode with were out of San Diego. So I rode back to the San Diego before I came back to Riverside. And so we got through those mountains. It was like 42 fucking degrees. And I'm wearing basically these, you know, and I had a hoodie, you know, and I mean, I've never been so fucking cold on a bike. That was the coldest I've ever been. And I had to ride 200 miles like that. Got all the way home. I mean, I would love to have seen what my like internal temperature was at that point. By the time I got home, my wife's like, jump in a hot shower. I'm like, no, just get me under the covers. I don't even want to do anything.
Yeah.
And got home at what time did I get home? 2 a.m. Slept till 6 a.m. You know, woke up and I was like, I wonder where we're gonna ride next. Like I'm ready for the next ride already. You know what I mean? Even that was miserable. Like I fucking love being on those bikes.
I have an unlimited amount of like stupid riding stories.
I couldn't imagine.
But like the same thing.
Yeah.
From Sturgis years ago, left Sturgis, riding back to Salt Lake City. Went one of the bikes that we were with sheared all the pulley bolts off. We're screwed.
Great.
Someone came from Salt Lake to Rock Springs to pick us up. It's not, 100 during the day, whatever. We're in Rock Springs. The guy's like, hey, dude, do you have a leather jacket? I'm like, nah, I just got this hoodie and.
Yeah. I'm from SoCal. We got hoodies, dude.
And Dickies. Whatever. He's like, you might want to, take this leather jacket and ride. And like, you're going to need it. So whatever. So it was me, someone else, and then my roommate, Fury. Fury's like, oh, dude, I can't ride. I'm done. Put his bike in the truck. So I rode solo from Rock Springs back to Salt Lake. You go through over Evanston Pass, and it was like same thing. It was 40s, whatever. Yeah. And like, same thing. The coldest I think I've ever been on a bike. Yeah. Got back there, and we left there at midnight. I didn't get back till 6 a.m. or something like that. And then we left Salt Lake, went to Bonneville, camped in the Salt Flats while the race week was going on for a day. Then we're like, rather than going 100 miles back to Salt Lake and then down the 15 to Vegas, let's just go from Bonneville straight down to Vegas, the back road, which I'm like, well, bike gets about 120 something to a tank.
Yep.
The next gas station's 147 miles.
We're going to make it.
We'll do it. We did.
The math.
I mean, dude, drafting, bike off, going down hills, whatever, and any trick you could do.
Whoa.
Did it. Got there, and literally on the bottom of reserve, the one gas station, like the bike died across the street, and I drifted into the gas station, bone dry. Got to Vegas. This is now August. This is on a Sunday. We get to Vegas, and I'm like, man, we should just wait till it gets dark and then ride back.
Yeah.
It'll be cooler.
Yep.
No. I just want to get back. I'm like, all right, dude. It's 120 whatever degrees.
Fuck yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, Jesus.
Sunday afternoon, everyone going from Vegas back to LA. Split lanes from the strip in Vegas past Barstow.
Fuck that.
Stop and go. You know, somebody's trailer burned down, then some other's trailer burned down. You know how that always goes.
Oh, yeah.
Literally stop and go traffic. I rode the white dotted line from Vegas past Barstow.
Jesus Christ, dude. Yeah.
Sucks.
Splitting lanes is great, but after like 40 miles of it, I'm like, I'm fucking over this.
Oh, yeah.
You're like, I mean, that's part of the reason I stay away from LA.
Your forearms aching already.
Oh, dude, it's stressful. Some guy's about to pull out at any second.
Any second, dude. I have this weird thing too, like where when I'm splitting lanes, I have to have my visor open. Like, I feel like I could just see better for some reason, you know, like
with the clear visor.
Yeah. I don't know what it is. I've done it on every helmet I've ever owned. Like as soon as I start splitting lanes, I open my visor. And
That's weird because I do that too. For some reason, I'm just like,
I think it's that old thing where like you have to turn the stereo down to put your truck in reverse, you know, like it's one of those fucking things. But yeah, I just, you know, again, I'm happy that if it's legal here and it doesn't, you know, bother us, but like me and Fabian, we were when Saddleman had that open house party years ago. We were up in like Calabasas or something looking at a truck. And then we had to come back down like through Santa Monica or something. We just had to split lanes for like 60 miles through the LA beach bullshit. Sucks. And I'm like, I am fucking over this.
Those lanes are tight too.
Yeah. I'm still, my spatial awareness on that Road Glide is still
off.
Not 100%. I'm like, can I make that?
Yeah.
And I'm like, just like, okay, just go.
I think the rule of thumb is if your knees can make it, you can make it. Unless the mirrors are low.
Bro, I don't know if that works.
I mean, the bags are pretty, and the fairing's pretty wide.
Yeah.
But I'm still, I'm doing it. I'm like, when you're riding, you're just sort of in the groove, you know, but I'm definitely like, that's a little tight. On any of my other bikes, I would ride in between the two mirrors and split, I shouldn't, but I would. And I do. Yeah. On that one, I have to do like the kind of the zigzag.
I get on the FXR. I feel like I'm on a toy.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, it's like I've been riding the FXR a whole bunch lately, and it's like I'm on this little toy bike. You know, like it's like that.
This year in Daytona, I was on the Road Glide, and then I had another one of my Dynas that I lent to a friend when he was there, so he could ride. And then when he left, I gave the Road Glide black and got on the Dyna, and I'm like, what is this little thing?
I'm a touring guy now. Oh, God. Just like
this
that.
Is cute.
Yeah, 500 miles in.
Yeah.
Big touring guy.
Yeah. But then, man, I feel like I can whip that thing though.
Dude, I'm telling you.
Like
the turning radius is pretty fucking legit. I mean, I've done some pretty windy, like I did the whole $1 Million Highway on one of those bikes. And there's just some fucking windy roads. And I mean, there was areas we were for sure dragging.
Is there really $1 million at the end?
No, I mean, I didn't find it, dude. I didn't see that leprechaun. But have you ever done that road?
Parts of it, yeah.
We let a group ride out there, and we'll do it again this year, but let a group ride to like the first town, which is like Silverton or something like that. And then I had plans to do the whole thing, but also the Bell Brawl was going on, or they don't call it that's the Brawl now. Mm-hmm. The Brawl was going on. And I wanted to go back and check it out and watch some of the guys, you know, and I was like, I'm going to go back and film and whatnot. So I was like, well, I'll go to the next one. Like, it was like Ouray or something like, you know, so we rode to Ouray, and I was like, this is pretty cool though. Like, all right. Well, I'll just go to the next one, you know? And then after the third one, I was like, well, we're just doing the whole thing now. One of the most beautiful fucking roads I've ever ridden.
Absolutely. I mean,
I'm like excited to go back this year.
I'd say every state has, like, you don't have to go to, you know, the Black Hills are great to ride. I mean, there's no one there.
Yep.
But you don't have to go. I mean, there's good riding California especially, but there's good riding in every direction. except for Kansas and Nebraska. But
unless you like cornfields.
Sorry about that.
Shout out Nebraska.
Nebraska's rough, dude.
There is maybe a few there is a zone in there.
Yeah,
I've been told that's like pretty all right, but for the most part, going west to east, east to west, across is not.
People in Nebraska don't like Nebraska.
Yeah. But I mean, other than that, there's pretty decent riding.
Yeah.
In every state.
Yeah.
I mean, people like even Daytona, people are like, but the ride. There's some pretty, like, it's flat, but there's some like really scenic, cool, the loop.
It has to be. You're in Florida.
Yeah.
You gotta get away from alligators and shit, man. Yeah.
There's actually cool back road stuff to ride down there.
Did you ride to the Keys or whatever?
I have not ridden to the Keys on a bike.
Something like that big ass bridge.
Oh yeah,
that'd be fun.
Yes,
I mean I like ocean stuff and like tropical shit. So I mean I've never been to Florida. I would definitely want to go.
You should come. Yeah.
Everybody wants me to every year. You going to Daytona? I'm like, sometimes it's hard for me to pull the trigger on those things, and I know I should. Like even if it's just fly out for like 3 days and find a couch to sleep on kind of deal. But I probably will start next year or this year, maybe this year still.
I just had this conversation 2 days ago or yesterday, actually convinced 2 other people to go to Daytona this year.
Yeah.
I love it. It's my favorite.
I know Fermi went this year from Killer Speed and he had a great time. He said it was, he rented a van and already had like Killer Speed sticker made for it and stuff, and like, he did the whole thing, and he's a dirt bike guy too. So he went like to the dirt, whatever they had out there, dirt bike stuff and all these different things. And I think he was gone for like 3 or 4 days. He's like, dude, the round trip ticket was like $300.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, all right, next year.
Yeah.
But it's hard like to go out too and not have a bike. I mean, I'm sure I can get one, but it's like, you know what I mean? Like it's like those little things that I'm like, oh, now I got to try to ask for a bike and I got to do, and Big Dog Steve wants to be like, well, I want to ride from California to Florida, brother.
Mm-hmm.
Like that would be a lot of fun. I've never,
I've brought tons of bikes and gone without a bike before.
Yeah.
Borrowed bikes and all the above. Yeah. Having a bike's awesome.
Yep.
It depends. I'm doing the whole first week I'm there, swap meet stuff. So it's like, I don't really need the bike. We'll go ride to dinner or something, but I'm not like going off on day trips. I got to be there.
Yeah. And that's probably what's going to happen if I go. I got to go. You're not getting any riding anyways if you're only there for fucking 3 days.
Yeah. Borrow a bike.
Yeah. Borrow a bike to ride to dinner.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Somebody, I might even have a spare bike for you to jump on or something if I'm down there.
I'm going to hold you to that. No,
it's fine. I mean, because I keep 2 or 3 spare bikes now in the East Coast. And usually I'll go from here to there, pick up my trailer, and then drive to Daytona with 3 bikes or something like that. Just so when one breaks, I can get on a different one.
Yep.
And a loan one, or
I like how you said when, not if.
When, when. But like I want to bring a chopper. I want to bring like an FXR, and I want to bring something reliable.
Yeah. Road Glide. Yeah.
Yes.
You just need to get one of those trailers that you pull behind the Road Glide to pull the other bikes. Now we're talking.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, Oliver, man, thank you for coming on. Thanks for taking the time today. I really appreciate that.
That shit was rad.
If the people who don't follow you, tell them where to follow you, tell them where to see your content, YouTube, all that jazz.
On Instagram at The Cut Rate, all one word. I think on YouTube it's the same thing, at The Cut Rate.
TikTok.
Probably the same.
His MySpace is still the same.
Yeah, I'm not really sure on that one, but probably the same. That's pretty much where I'm at.
Yep. You can a lot of stuff going on there, a lot of build stuff, a lot of parts for sale, a lot of vintage parts. He makes these hats.
Yeah.
You can only get them from Oliver.
Yep.
And then his YouTube's been going off too. He's been doing a lot of stuff like there, bike checks, visits of shops, all different sorts of different things there, swap meet stuff. So it's been pretty cool to see that too.
I need to shift gears and get back into that. I've been a little slackened a little bit, busy with some stuff, but
you know what I did this year is I made a video that stated we will have a new video every Wednesday at 4 p.m. and I've done it so far.
Awesome.
I've held myself to it, and it's not easy. Some days I'm filming the video on Wednesday morning, but I said, even if it's a shitty video that just says, hey, this is what I'm doing in the shop right now, like, I'm going to put it up. And
it's the way to do it.
We've done it so far. I'm going to continue to do it. And it's like, again, though, it's not easy, but do something like that and just stick to it, because you do a lot of cool shit.
I know. I need to film more.
Yep.
I need to. Kevin,
Get on it, Kevin.
I'm sorry, Kevin. I need to film more. But yeah, Kevin just had a baby also, so that's kind of like.
All right, Kevin, we'll give you a pass a little
Kevin's
bit.
time is a little sometimes preoccupied.
Yep.
But that's totally fine. We need to hit it consistently.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna come out pretty soon and do a little shop tour and check out what you got going on and come film with you anyway. So
awesome.
We'll do that soon.
Cool.
All right, brother. Appreciate you.
Thanks.
Right on. No gang signs. No gang signs.
We never know.